This is ChestertonRadio.com.
Suspense.
Presented by Roma Wines, made in California for enjoyment throughout the world.
Salute. Your health, senor.
Roma toasts the world. The wine for your table is Roma, made in California for enjoyment throughout the world.
This is the Man in Black, here for the Roma Wine Company of Fresno, California, to introduce this weekly half hour of Suspense. Tonight in Hollywood, Roma brings you as star Mr. Peter Lorre. The suspense play which stars Mr. Lorre and which is produced and directed by William Spear is called Back for Christmas. In this series, Roma brings you tales calculated to intrigue you, to stir your nerves, to offer you a precarious situation and then withhold the solution until the last possible moment. And so, with Back for Christmas and with the performance of Peter Lorre, we again hope to keep you in suspense.
Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride one nose open. Yes, Maria?
What on earth are you doing down here in the cellar?
Oh, yeah, just doing a little digging.
And why, may I ask, have you chosen this day of all days to dig up the cellar floor?
Oh, I thought because the weather has been so damp, this would be a good time to plant that little devil's garden I told you about.
Devil's garden? Whatever nonsense is that?
Don't you remember that was my little joke about it? You see, I've managed to get hold of the spores of several unclassified wild orchids. In their wild state, they bloom under damp masses of leaf mold. The South American Indians call them devil flowers because they appear to bloom under the ground.
Well, I'm sure the South American Indians will be very interested if you succeed in growing these ridiculous flowers under the cellar floor. Whom else it will interest, I can't imagine. Oh, what's that terrible smell?
Oh, that's the leaf mold, chemically identical with the earth blanket they grow under in their wild state. And I want to get these started before we close the house.
Do you realize that we're sailing for America a week from today, and you've made no arrangements whatever? Unless you call digging a hole in the cellar making arrangements. I certainly don't. Devil's garden, indeed. Sometimes I think you're going soft in the head, Hubert.
Oh, I suppose it is inconsiderate of me. You see, and I've been wanting to try this experiment for a long time, but with all those lectures and seminars at the university, there never seemed to be enough time.
Well, there certainly isn't any time for it now. I suppose you've forgotten I made an appointment for you at the barber's this afternoon.
Oh, must I shave my beard off, Hermione?
I thought we'd been through all that. Of course you must. They don't wear beards in America. Bad enough you're speaking with that accent. They'll probably think we're Germans as it is.
Oh, I should think it would be quite easy just to explain that I'm Swiss.
Now, Hubert, don't be argumentative. Go and get your jacket on and do as I tell you.
Yes, Hermione.
And don't forget to take your umbrella. It looks like rain.
Yes, Hermione.
And don't look so put upon, Hubert. Someone has to plan things in this house. You never even get to the university in time for your lectures, much less make arrangements for a trip to America.
I know, but what about my specimens?
There'll be plenty of time to plant your precious devil's garden when we get home from America. We're not going to be gone forever, you know. We'll be back here for Christmas.
Yes, of course. Back for Christmas. I'd forgotten.
We'll try to remember it. And if you can't do that, just do as I tell you. I've been making the plans in this house for 20 years. And if there's any digging to be done, I'll manage that as well. You understand, Hubert?
Yes, Hermione.
Good. Now, you have just 20 minutes to clean up this mess down here and keep your appointment at the barber's. And when you're finished there, I want you to come straight home.
All right. I wanted to stop at Miss Markham's and pick up some books I ordered.
Well, all right. But don't loiter there the whole afternoon mulling over those old books the way you usually do. Now, hurry and clear up this rubbish. Get rid of that smelly stuff. And no more digging, mind you.
No more digging. I'll show her. I'll have my devil's garden, and if I... No more digging, eh? No more digging. Oh, 15 men on a deathman's chest. Yoo-hoo, and a bottle of rum.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Miss Morgan.
Why, it is Professor Schumacher, isn't it?
Do you like me better this way?
You look ever so much younger without the beard. 20 years at least.
20 years.
Oh, you'll be glad to know those books you ordered have finally arrived.
Oh, yes, the books.
Let me see. The Phytotomy of Phalloid Gametophytes and Coniferous Shrubs of North America. Those are the ones you ordered, aren't they?
Yes, thank you. You're very kind, Miss Markham.
Why kind, Professor Schumacher?
Well, not many young ladies in bookshops would go out of their way to look up rare books for an old professor of botany.
Why, you're not old, Professor Schumacher. Really, you look...
What do I look like?
And besides, I adore botany. It's my particular hobby.
Oh, really? You've never told me that before, Miss Markham.
Well, I was afraid to. You looked so imposing with the beard and all.
Miss Markham, forgive me if this sounds foolish, but since talking with you today, I feel that shaving off my beard is the most important thing I've done for 20 years.
Oh, it is. I'm sure it is.
For 20.
I'm so sorry that I've been so distant with you all this time. Oh, there were times when I almost spoke up. Times when you came in here tired after a day with your students at the university. You seemed so alone. The way I'm alone in the world.
Alone?
I'd like to have asked you to stay a while and talk with me, but some way or other, I always wound up giving you your change and letting you go on your way.
Say, you're alone in the world?
Since my father died.
Oh, Miss Markham, did you never think of marrying?
My father was a very remarkable man. I never found anyone who seemed to measure up to what he led me to expect of men.
Miss Markham...
Oh, it's been so long since anyone called me by my first name. I'd like you to, if you want to. It's Marion.
Marion. Oh, how nice.
And yours?
Well, Hubertus. but in English, Hubert sounds better, huh?
How long have you been alone, Hubert?
Alone?
I knew you were a widower, of course. The first time I saw you.
A widower?
I can always tell. There's a certain sadness in a man's eyes. A sweet sadness, I think, when he's been married and then lost...
A widower. I never thought of it in quite that way.
Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have been talking like this, I suppose, but I've often wondered what she must have been like. Your wife, I mean.
Hermione? Not an easy woman to forget. Very strong. Always managing things. The house, my wardrobe, my friends. Even when we dined at a restaurant, she even then ordered my food. She was always managing things. Her whole life. Managed herself to death.
Poor woman. She must have loved you very much. But she needn't have put herself out so. It's plain to see you don't need things managed for you.
No.
You need companionship, I think. Someone sympathetic with your work. But the last thing on earth you need is a manager.
How well you put it. The last thing on earth.
Operator, are you there? I'm still waiting on that call to Salisbury. Well, put them on quickly. Hello. Is this Paul Holt and Sons? It's Mrs. Hubert Schumacher. Did you receive my letter? Good. Now remember, we'll be back for Christmas and I want the job done without fail. What's that? No, I'm sure he doesn't suspect anything. Send it to me in New York as I instructed you, addressed in my name, of course. Yes. I've already put them in the mail. You'll get them tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, here you are, Hubert. Where have you been?
Oh, backstairs. I dismissed the servants.
Dismissed the servants?
Mm-hmm.
But I've asked some friends of mine into a farewell luncheon. Go and tell them it's a mistake.
Well, I'm afraid it's too late now. They've packed and gone.
You have messed things up properly. How many times have I told you to leave things to me? I make the plans around here.
Yes, Hermione.
You'll have to do better than this when I plan the trip home, or we'll never in the world be back for Christmas.
Back for Christmas. Back for Christmas. Must you keep saying that?
Why not? We are coming back for Christmas, aren't we?
Well, supposing I were offered a professorship in one of those wealthy American universities.
Nonsense. Americans care nothing for botany.
Well, Luther Burbank was an American, wasn't
That's different. What have you ever done except muck around in the dirt with a lot of roots and tubers?
he? Well, they asked me to lecture, didn't they?
All right. Now, there's no use getting yourself in a state about this, Hubert. No doubt this extra money will come in very handy when we arrive back
for Christmas. I know.
Precisely. No good to make a joke of it. Heaven knows where you'd be today if I hadn't got a sense of time.
Yes, Hermione.
And as you've been so foolish as to dismiss the servants, you may empty the ashtrays and straighten up this room while we're waiting for the guests to arrive. I'm going in to have my bath. Call me when they get here.
Marion? It's Hubert. No, darling. No, nothing is wrong. Oh, my plans are the same, unless you have changed. No? Oh, we'll meet in New York then and be married there. Huh? Oh, I'll explain to you why later. You just have to trust me. Yes. Yes, my darling.
Hubert?
I'm so sorry I can't talk any longer. Yes, I'll meet you in New York without fail. Auf Wiedersehen, mein Liebchen.
Hubert, were you talking on the phone just now?
Yes, Hermione.
Whoever was it?
Oh, Freddie Sinclair.
But didn't I hear you say something about meeting somebody in New York?
Why, yes. Freddie said he might possibly get over there before we even leave. And I said, of course, we'd meet him there if he decided to go.
That seems very peculiar. But then all of your friends are peculiar.
Yes, Hermione.
And just look at your jacket. Have you been digging in that cellar again?
Yes, Hermione.
Well, there's no need for it. You can't possibly get that Devil's Garden thing finished before we sail for America. Go and change your clothes before the guests arrive. Oh, never mind. I see somebody coming up the walk now. Go and let them in.
Yes.
Hubert.
Yes?
Look out the window. There's Professor and Mrs. Goodenough, but who's that with them?
Well, who...
Precisely. Freddie Sinclair. Peculiar you should have been talking to him on the phone not 3 minutes ago, and now here he is.
Yes, isn't it? But then, as you say, Hermione, all of my friends are peculiar.
Not half so peculiar as you. Digging in the cellar the very day we leave for America. Just look at yourself. And now that I think of it...
Yes?
Oh, never mind. Go and let them in.
Oh, you were going to ask me something, Hermione, about the hole I'm digging in a cellar.
Good heavens, stop rolling your eyes about that way. One would think you were digging a grave down there instead of a storage bin.
Yes, Hermione.
What's that?
I said yes, Hermione.
Father, open the door and please stop saying yes, Hermione.
I think, my dear, I have said it for the last time.
Professor of botany, his loving wife, and an oblong pit in the cellar. Just the right size for his botanical specimens, his Devil's Garden. With these ingredients for a story of a perfect crime, Back for Christmas by John Collier and starring Peter Lorre, the Roma Wine Company closes the curtain for a moment on another breathless study in suspense.
In this brief intermission in the play, it's pleasant to think about the holidays. Not everyone celebrates the holidays against a background of snow and pine trees. Somewhere south of the Gulf and the Caribbean, in a gracious home surrounded by palm trees in the warm sun, you might find holiday dinners ending this way.
One moment, please. Our North American guest wishes to propose a toast.
Yes, mis amigos. I drink a toast in gratitude to you for your gracious hospitality and the enjoyment you've given me, an American so far from home.
It is only a fair exchange, my friend. This wine in which you drink your toast, it brings enjoyment to us from your country, from America. It is Roma wine, made in your own California.
Yes, and when you choose the wine for your holiday table, remember this. Only a few wines are so fine that many countries of the world import them. And among these greatly enjoyable wines are the wines of Roma, R-O-M-A, made in California for enjoyment throughout the world. Yet here in America, we are truly fortunate, for we may buy Roma wines at a very low cost, since we don't have to pay import duty or costly shipping charges. So serve Roma wine with pride on any and all holiday occasions. Serve Roma, too, for everyday dinners you can afford to. Ask your dealer tomorrow for your favorite Roma wine, America's largest selling wine. But before you buy wine, buy war bonds.
And now it is with pleasure that we bring back to our sound stage Mr. Peter Lorre in Act 2 of Back for Christmas. A tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
Back for Christmas. Hermione was so positive we would be back for Christmas that last afternoon, pouring tea out for a few friends who had come in to say her last-minute farewells, she kept reiterating it.
Now, mind you, Hermione, don't let those Americans lure your husband with one of their fat university jobs. We absolutely must have you with us for Christmas.
He shall be back, I promise you.
Well, it's not absolutely certain, of course.
Hubert, now what do you mean it's not certain? Of course it's certain.
After all, Hubert, old boy, you've contracted to lecture for only 3 months.
Oh, that's quite right. But then, of course, anything may happen.
Hubert adores being unpredictable. Now, what other man would decide the very day, mind you, before leaving for America, to dig a great hole in the floor of the cellar?
In the cellar?
Yes. He's going to put some unclassified wild orchids down there. A devil's garden, if you please. It sounds so mysterious. That's Hubert, though. It's really quite simple, however, once you find out what he's up to. Now, take the telephone call he put through to you a few minutes ago, Freddie.
To me?
Of course. Now, Hubert wanted to surprise me about your plan to meet us in New York next month. Wasn't that why he called? To ask you not to mention it?
My dear Hermione, Hubert couldn't possibly have telephoned me within the past hour. I've been walking in the park since 3.
He didn't telephone you?
Well, how could he? As for my going to America...
No. Come, Freddie, come. You may as well confess. Hermione has just found me out again.
But Hubert, old chap, I really don't...
You see what a poor liar Hubert makes. He's red as a beetroot.
Aren't you ashamed of yourself, Professor? Stringing poor Hermione along like that. And as for you, Freddie, I'm furious you said nothing to us about going to America.
But look here, old girl. I've been trying to tell everyone here that I'm...
Stuff and nonsense. The game's gone on long enough. Besides, we must start getting ready. Now, it was marvelous of all of you to come in to say goodbye. And don't worry about Hubert's little jokes. I will bring him back for Christmas. You may rely on it.
They all believed her. For years, she had been promising me for dinner parties, garden parties, committees, and the promises had always been kept. This time, they would not be. I had seen to that. The servants were gone for good. The farewells all said. I had timed to the minute how long it would take to fill in a hole in a cellar. My devil's garden. Upstairs in a bedroom, I undressed and put on my old bathrobe, and then I opened the door into Hermione's room. Hermione, have you a moment to spare?
Of course, dear. I'm just finished.
Oh, then, will you come in here for a moment, please? There's something rather extraordinary here.
Oh, good heavens, Hubert. What are you lounging about in that filthy old bathrobe for? I told you to put it into the furnace.
Oh, I'll do it. I'll do it today. Yes, really, I will. I promise.
Well, high time. Now, what is it you want to show me?
Oh, here, in the bathroom. Just look. Who in the world do you suppose dropped a gold chain down the bathtub drain?
Nobody has, of course. Nobody wears such a thing.
Then what is it doing in here?
I don't see anything.
Well, look. I'll hold this flashlight here for you. If you lean right over, you can see it shining. It's deep down.
Oh, such a lot of nonsense. Just as well. Well, I don't see it, Hubert.
Go on looking, Hermione, in just a moment.
Hubert, I absolutely refuse. Hubert, what are you doing? Take your hands off my neck.
I will, Hermione. Just as soon as I've finished the arrangements for my trip to America.
What are you talking about?
You thought you were the only one who could plan things, didn't you? Didn't you, Hermione, huh? Well, I've been making some plans of my own this past week. In exactly 2 minutes and 16 seconds, you'll be dead. You see, I planned it very accurately.
You'll never get away with it.
Oh, I thought you would say that, Hermione, but I will get away with it. You won't mind the smell of the leaf mold down in the cellar when I take you down there today? Yes, that is where you are going, Hermione. Right into my devil's garden that annoyed you so much.
My friends all expect me back for Christmas.
They do.
If they don't hear from me, they'll start asking questions.
No, they won't. Because you'll write them letters, Hermione, on a typewriter, as you always do. They'll be signed H, in that neat, correcting way you always sign your notes to your friends.
Here, let me up now.
No!
It won't work, Hubert. You were never any good at planning.
Oh, but I have changed. I've learned from watching you all these years.
The lecture people in America, they'll expect you to be traveling with your wife.
I will be traveling with my wife, but not my present wife, Hermione.
Hubert! It won't work, I tell you. That pit you dug in the cellar...
Oh, it will work. It'll serve its purpose well.
Hubert!
No, I'm sorry, dear. This thing has to be done exactly as planned. You have just 5 seconds to say your prayers.
Hubert, you must listen. The cellar, Don't do it, Hubert!
Yes, Hermione! Steward?
Yes, sir?
Oh, my wife, she's indisposed. She'll be taking her meals in our stateroom.
For the old voyage, sir?
Yes, for the whole voyage.
I trust your wife is feeling better this morning, Professor Schumacher.
A little. Not yet well enough to leave her cabin.
Oh, what a shame.
Oh, Professor Schumacher.
Yes?
Here's a copy of the radiogram you sent for your wife last evening.
Oh, thank you. I'll just check it over. Oh, but look here.
Why? What's the matter? Did the typist make a mistake?
No. It's nothing important. She can correct it later. For a moment, I had a feeling that Hermione had been leaning over my shoulder again, correcting what I had written as she always did. I had written a radiogram to Professor Goodenough and his wife. Haven't been out of my cabin the whole beastly trip, Hubert. Well, now doubt we'll be back for Christmas. But the operator had left out the W, and it read, "No doubt we'll be back for Christmas." Exactly what Hermione would have written. Well, the rest of the trip was uneventful. Marion and I met in New York just as we had planned. Just as we had planned. Professor and Mrs. Schumacher, we have reservations, I believe.
Oh, yes. We've been expecting you, sir. Boy, take Professor and Mrs. Schumacher's luggage up to their suite. You know, Mrs. Schumacher, you're quite a surprise.
Oh?
Your letter reserving the rooms was so thorough, I was expecting an older, more forbidding sort of person, frankly, ma'am.
No. As a matter of fact, we're just married, but My letter reserving the room.
Oh, I wrote the letter, my dear, and I signed it Mrs. Hubert Schumacher. Just a joke.
What a cunning old fox you are, Hubert.
Now that I think of it,
I almost
Okay,
forgot. There's a letter for you, Mrs. Schumacher.
That's peculiar. I wonder who on earth...
Oh, well, we'll sure find out in good time. Come along, darling. Oh, we are keeping the boy waiting. Come on. Nothing like a cold, brisk shower to put a man to rights.
Hubert, this letter.
Oh, yes, the letter. Oh, dry my hair, will you, darling? Please.
It seems to be a bill of some sort from a building contractor in Salisbury.
Oh, really?
Oh, bother, dry your own hair.
Thank you, darling. Let's see this bill or whatever it is.
It's very puzzling. Hubert, you were a widower, weren't you? I mean, Hermione isn't still alive.
Good heavens, no. Well, let me read that. Dear Madame, this is to acknowledge your order together with the keys to your house in Launceston Place. Our man had no difficulty in finding the place where your husband had begun the excavation in a cellar, but apparently he changed his mind at the last moment and filled it in again.
What is it, Hubert?
Our man will begin digging tomorrow, and the job will be completed in ample time for your surprise Christmas present to your husband. We are happy to be conspirators with you in this thoughtful gesture and hope that Professor Schumacher will be pleased at the results of our work on his devil's garden. Very truly yours, Paul Holt Sons Contractors.
What does it mean, Hubert?
Means that Hermione was right. I will be back for Christmas. I will be back for Christmas. I will back for Christmas. Back for Christmas. Yes, Hermione.
And so closes Back for Christmas, starring Mr. Peter Lorre. Tonight's tale of Suspense.
In just a moment, we shall hear again from Mr. Lorre. But first, just a word that seems appropriate. One of the world's oldest customs is the Christmas toast. And traditionally, down through centuries of war and peace, the Christmas toast has been drunk in wine. This year, when the glasses are filled and raised once again, we know that in every home the toast will be to a speedy victory and a speedy return of those we love. And before we set the wine glasses down, let us all resolve to do everything within our power to help make that toast come true. Let us resolve to help supply the weapons of war by buying even more and more war bonds. Let us resolve to face our own inconveniences without complaining. And above all, let us resolve that when this war is at last over, each of us will exert all our efforts to see that future Christmases truly express peace on earth, goodwill to men. This thought, together with our very best wishes of the season, is the Roma Wine Company's Christmas message for you, its friends, here in America and throughout the world.
This is Peter Lorre. Thank you for listening to our suspense play this evening, and I know you're looking forward to next week's show as I am. It is called Finishing School, and its subtitle might be the famous quotation, "The female of the species is more deadly than the male."
Don't forget, then, next Thursday, same time, for Margot, Elsa Lanchester, Janet Beecher, and a distinguished all-feminine cast in Suspense.
Presented by Roma Wines, R-O-M-A. Made in California for enjoyment throughout the world. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Now, Roma Wines, R-O-M-A, made in California for enjoyment throughout the world. Roma Wines present Suspense. Tonight, Roma Wines bring you Mr. Keenan Wynn and Mr. Hume Cronin as stars of Double Entry, a suspense play produced, edited, and directed for Roma Wines by William Spear. Suspense, radio's outstanding theater of thrills, is presented for your enjoyment by Roma Wines. That's R-O-M-A, Roma Wines. Those excellent California wines that can add so much pleasantness to the way you live, to your happiness in entertaining guests, to your enjoyment of everyday meals. Yes, right now a glassful would be very pleasant, as Roma Wines bring you two of Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer's deftest comedy players, Keenan Wynn, who is currently being seen in What Next, Corporal Hargrove, and Hume Cronin, soon to be seen in Letters for Evie.
Mr. Wynn appears as Eddie, and Mr. Cronin as Sam, his bosom friend, in Double Entry, a tale of nefarious doings in the world of big money, of larceny and embezzlement, of fraud and friendship. Altogether, a most remarkable tale of suspense.
Yeah, it always balances in the double entry system. If it don't, you hang around till it does. That's what I've been doing all my life, keeping books. Oh, it's fascinating. Positively fascinating. You know, I'll bet in my day I've written billions of figures. Hundreds of billions. And cash, say, I've handled so much cash my fingertips are calloused. Once I even got water on a thumb from licking it to count money. But so what? What's cash? Handling cash is just the same as adding figures. A job. Then, one day, something happens that makes you look on things different. There's no excitement in an office. No danger. No heroism, no adventure. Not much chance to risk anything, to do something for a pal. Behind an adding machine, you can't tell men from mice without a scorecard. So, if a guy gets in a jam, and he gets a chance to do a favor to help a pal out who is in a jam, well, maybe you look on cash a little different. All of a sudden, cash is more than pieces of metal and bits of green paper. It's socially significant. That's what it is.
Eddie, hand me the Dixie cup, will you?
Yeah. Your ulcer's bothering you again, Sam?
Yeah, bad. These ledgers are driving me nuts.
You got the wrong temperament for an account. You shouldn't let it get you down.
Things can't go on like this, Eddie.
Huh. Hey, what's the matter? Alice? Alice don't understand you.
No, Alice don't understand me.
Well, that's because you don't understand her.
Will you shut up? Sometimes you're so smug.
Oh, now lay off, Sam. You can't go on like this.
Like what?
Well, you're grouchy all the time. You got something on your mind. Alice don't understand. Well, try me out. I won't throw no dishes at you.
Well, no. No, I can't tell you. Wouldn't matter anyway. You can't do anything.
Just telling your troubles helps sometime. Go on, talk, Sam. Talk, Sam.
Okay, it's the auditors.
But them guys, don't let them worry you. You're running this office, ain't you? You tell them, don't let them tell you.
I'm telling you, Eddie, they're getting awful close.
What are you talking about?
They're driving me nuts.
Well, why, Sam?
I'm light, Eddie.
You mean?
The books. They're light. They're short.
You mean?
I'm a crook, Eddie. An embezzler. And they're going to get me. Those auditors, they're onto me. I know they are. I can feel them getting closer.
Now, after 9 years, they're on my trail.
You were a crook, Sam? I don't believe it.
I wish I was dreaming.
Why, Sam, you're the fair-haired boy around here. All you gotta do is ask.
Ask who? Bartholomew? That tight-fisted...
It's Alice. She's to blame, I know. She wasn't satisfied with your salary. She wanted ermine capes, diamonds, a box at the opera. Oh, I know. She drove you to it. 9 years. Hey, how much did you take in all that time?
$100,000.11. Where am I going to get that kind of money?
I can dig up the 11 cents.
Ah, wisecracks. That's all you're good for. Jail staring me in the face.
Yeah, that's why you're so nervous.
That's where my ulcers come from.
Every night, working late, covering up.
Sweating, worrying, thinking of suicide.
9 years ago. Well, she made you do it, Sam.
That's right. I told her I was playing the market, and I was.
Yeah, but the stock's dropped.
Out of sight.
So you bought more.
And more.
And then? Yes, Mr. Bartholomew?
My master's voice.
Yeah, Bartholomew wants to see you. Well, wag your tail, Fido.
Wag it. Can't even drag it. Say, didn't I see the auditors go in there a minute ago?
Yeah. Come to think of it, they did, Sam.
Well, this is it, kid.
Oh, maybe it's not, Sam.
I got a feeling. I'm not scared, Eddie. It's a relief. I'll sleep nights now. Maybe my ulcer will clear up.
100 grand. I wonder what he did with the 11 cents. Ah, sales tax, I guess. What a chump.
Your name, Eddie?
Well, yeah, what about it?
What about it? Flint sent me. I'm Fink Martin. Flint said to drop in and see if you want to place a bet today.
Flint who?
Now, what do you mean, Flint who? Mike Flint. Ain't your name Eddie?
Well, sure, but I never heard of Mike Flint. How you got the wrong Eddie? My name's Sullivan.
Oh, well, he didn't tell me no last name. How should I know? He says to look up Eddie in 411 Irving Trust Building.
Oh, well, this is 511.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Yeah. Hey, wait a minute.
Huh?
You say you take bets on horses?
I'll take a bet on a camel if he's running a tropical.
Are you a bookie?
Well, I ain't no taxidermist, pal.
Yeah. Hey, I may be the right Eddie after all. Got any odds?
Well, if you're on the level, Eddie...
Well, you're in the business. Do I look like a stool pigeon?
Okay, Eddie. I guess you're okay. Odds? You want odds, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Now, at Tropical Park, I can give you 10-1 in the first race. Horse called Aleppo. Finished last in a field of 9. That was his only other start.
Let's see the form.
You see, odds is okay if you don't bet too heavy. You play odds like a side bet, Eddie. The thing to play is the jockey, not the horse. You take Sylvester. Here's a jockey. 1-3 yesterday, 2 on Monday, 1 on Sunday. Oh, he's hot. He can ride any dog into the money.
Does he ride a long shot today?
No. Today he's got 2 favorites and 4 short odds nags. He'll win 2 races today.
Oh, here's a 100-to-1 shot. Altruism,
huh? I never heard of him.
I got a hunch.
Well, play it. Always play hunches. Yeah, let's see what this altruism is. Never raced before.
Well, and how do you know he's no good?
Well, I don't, but look who he's running against. War Alarm, unbeaten in 3 starts. Test Tube, last year's Gold Cup runner-up. File Clerk. Hey, there's a hunch for you, Eddie. File Clerk.
I ain't no file clerk, and I'm playing altruism.
Okay, Eddie. Just give me a $2.
Is that all I can bet?
Well, no, but, gee, I don't want to play you for a sucker.
How about $1,000?
Oh, why don't you tie that bull to a fence?
Will you take $1,000 on altruism?
Where would you get $1,000?
From the old man.
On the level, Eddie?
Oh, sure.
Well, I have to get Flint's okay. You let me use your phone?
Yeah.
See, $1,000. Oh, that's not stage money, Eddie.
Well, neither is 100 grand. Could you pay off?
Oh, Flint will cover any bet that I want to make. Hello? Give me Flint. This Flint is a smart cookie.
Yeah?
Maybe he don't want to let... Wait a minute. Hello, Mike? This is Fink. Yeah. Look, a man's got $1,000 he wants to put on a nag called Altruism in the 3rd of Tropical. The odds are 100-1. How about it? Uh-huh. Yeah, but if he wins, Mike. Uh-huh. Well, sure I'm a gambler, but 100 hung up. Funny guy, this Flint. Am I a gambler, he says. Okay, Eddie, we'll play $1,000 on altruism's nose for you.
You will?
What's the matter, getting cold feet?
Well, no, Martin. I just meant, listen, that's a lot of dough to hand over to someone you never seen before.
Well, I never saw you before either, mister.
Yeah, but what chance are you taking?
Now, quit stalling. Are you betting or not?
Oh, okay. Wait till I get the money. Here it is.
You got it?
100, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 makes 1,000.
Thanks, Eddie. What's the matter? What you shaking for? Is this your life savings or something?
Oh, no. There's lots more where this come from.
Oh, of course. The old man has a wad of it behind his ear.
Yeah, that's it, Fink. Hey, you're a card. Hey, what are you rubbing them bills on that sheet of white paper for?
Well, if the green don't come off, the bill is no good.
No good?
Counterfeit. Here, look at this. A phony. You better tell your old man to give you another one.
Is this counterfeit?
Certainly. Look at General Grant there. His nose shouldn't happen to Jimmy Durante.
Yeah, well, wait a minute, Fink.
Oh, what a setup. Just like that. Give me $1,000, Pop. I got a hunch my ship is coming in at Miami this afternoon. Oh, what a setup.
Here you are, Fink.
Yeah, thanks, Eddie. That's more like it. You tell your old man to pass that phony C-note in church. Yeah, well, here's my card, and here's your ticket. Now, you hang on to that. Might be worth $100,000.
Okay, Martin.
Hey. Are you all right? You look kind of green.
Oh, you just been looking at too much dough, Martin.
Well, maybe. Okay, you drop around this afternoon, about 3. Your dog is running then. Mm-hmm. And, just call me Fink.
Well, so long, Fink.
So long, Eddie.
Hello?
Sullivan, this is Mr. Bartholomew.
Yes, sir.
Speak up.
Yes, sir.
That's better, Sullivan. Sullivan, I want you to send a nice new $100 bill to St. Paul's Church in Scarsdale. A Christmas gift. Put it in a plain envelope and write Joyeux Noel on it. Wrap it in a piece of paper so no one will know what it is at the post office. I want to send a nice little anonymous gift as a surprise. Nice, crisp $100 bill.
Oh, I know just the one, Mr. Bartholomew.
What's that?
Yes, sir. Hey, Eddie. Eddie, it's okay. I got by.
What?
I'm clear. The auditors missed it. Hey, what's the matter? Aren't you glad?
You mean you ain't going to jail?
Not this year.
Are you sure, Sam?
Positive. The auditors are through. Not a chance of getting caught.
Not a chance,
Not
Sam?
a chance, Eddie.
Well, there could be a slip-up.
No, there couldn't. What's the matter with you? Say, aren't you glad?
Oh, sure. Look, I'm doing handsprings.
Boy, oh, boy. Of course, it doesn't solve things completely.
Yeah, you said it.
I'm still short. But that's okay.
Oh, sure.
I'll think of something. I got a whole year.
Well, I'm very glad.
I don't get it, though. Bartholomew buttering me up. He says, we know everything's in good shape, Sam. No use putting those auditors to any more trouble. Just have them check the cash, and that'll wind it up.
The cash? Sam, will you hand me that Dixie cup by the typewriter?
Sure. You dry?
Very.
Say, what's on your mind?
Just 2 or 3 years, that's all.
Now I suppose you're going to tell me that you've been swiping postage stamps.
Oh, no, nothing as bad as that. Look, I'm your pal, Sam.
Sure.
I'd do anything for you.
I know, Eddie. Then talk sense.
Well, I hated to think of you in Sing Sing for 6 months, Sam, so I'm going there myself for a few years.
What are you saying?
I swiped $1,000 and bet it on a 100-to-1 shot at Tropical Park, Sam.
You swiped? Oh, no. Oh, no. No! Eddie, you're kidding me.
No, I did it for you, Sam. A guy don't get a chance to prove his friendship very often.
Friendship? You talk to me of friendship at a time like this? Oh, we might as well be in Sing Sing right now.
Yeah, and me the longest.
I hope so, of all the dumb tricks. Didn't make any entries, I suppose.
Nope. I just took it.
How'd you come to bet on a horse? What bookies do you know?
Here's his card. He just happened in by accident.
A 10-ton truck should just happen in by accident and run over you.
Well, maybe he'd give it back, Sam.
Oh, sure. Sure, bookies are that way. Philanthropists, all of them. Probably no such address as this.
Now, don't be hard on me, will you, Sam? After all, I risked my own neck to save yours.
No greater love.
Maybe this horse will win.
Yeah, maybe Elfland will, too.
Well...
Oh, shut up. Take an entry in the books. Then we'll pay Mr. Fink Martin a call. Friendship.
Yeah, friendship. Well, we're in this together, pal.
For Suspense, Roma Wines are bringing you as stars Keenan, Wynn, and Hume Cronin in Double Entry by Robert Minton. Roma Wines' presentation tonight in radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense.
Between the acts of Suspense, this is Truman Bradley for Roma Wines. One of life's most embarrassing moments is to be caught with nothing in the house when guests drop in, especially during the Christmas season. That's why smart hostesses make sure of gracious hospitality by keeping delicious Roma California port on hand all the time. Yes, Roma port adds true warmth to any welcome. So pleasureful, too, at the end of a meal. Enjoy Roma port often with its glowing ruby brilliance, fine fruity fragrance, and rich nectar-like natural sweetness. Like all Roma wine, Roma port is a true wine, crushed from choice grapes, grown in California's finest vineyards. Then, unhurriedly, guided to glorious perfection by Roma's age-old winemaking skill, bottled at Roma's famed winery. Get Roma port tomorrow and enjoy Roma's delightful taste luxury. Insist on Roma, R-O-M-A, for uniformly fine quality at low cost. Discover why more Americans enjoy Roma than any other wine.
And now Roma Wines bring back to our Hollywood soundstage Keenan Wynn as Eddie and Hume Cronin as Sam, partners in crime in Double Entry, a play well calculated to keep you in suspense.
On the subway up to the bookie's place, I didn't say a word. I just stared at the ads, and I kept thinking of how I'd messed things up and wondered what Sam was thinking. The window we sat near had bars on it, and I felt like I was already in jail. Well, we got there. It was a great big large room.
Well, if it ain't the millionaire bookkeeper. Hi, Eddie.
Oh, hiya, Fink.
Welcome to our humble joint. Of course, it ain't like Hialeah,
but it's as close as we can get to it in New York. Yeah, I know.
Oh, this is Sam Crockett, Fink, my boss.
Oh, glad to meet you, Mr. Crockett. Smart man you got working for you. He's going to make himself a pile of dough this afternoon, ain't you, Eddie?
Look, Martin. This is all a mistake. Eddie had no business betting $1,000 on a horse. The fact is, it wasn't his money.
Oh, I know that. It was his old man's.
He stole it from the company.
No, Eddie, would you do a thing like that?
Uh-huh.
Well, I am surprised. I thought your old man ran the place.
He was trying to help someone, so...
So he helped himself to $1,000, huh?
Martin, give us a break and return the money. We'll both go to jail if we don't put it back.
At Tropical Park in the 6th, scratch Doughboy, number 624.
Gee, I'm sorry, fellas, but I can't do nothing about it. I've turned in the dough already. I just work here. I can't get it back.
You gotta help us, Martin.
Well, I'd like to, Crockett, but... Gee, how can I? Look, this is a business. Supposing I ask the boss. He says it's a contract. He can't back out, neither can you. Where would we be if we asked you to take your money back?
Yeah, but don't you see we'll go to Sing Sing
1 minute to post time for the bid at Tropical Place. You bet.
Look, maybe those bills were counterfeit, huh? You know, you can tell the cashier the dough's no good, huh?
Oh, how can I, Eddie? He can spot a phony from 50 yards.
The auditors are checking our books now, Martin.
Well, all I can say is I'm sorry, and, well, I hope this nag wins for you, but I can't do a thing about it.
We're sunk, Eddie.
You sounded like you meant it, huh?
Well, no. So what? Let's go.
Well, ain't you interested in hearing the race over the loudspeaker?
No.
Well, I am. It's me that started this whole thing, and I'm going to get my money's
in
worth.
the third, a correction. Sylvester is riding altruism.
Hey, did you hear that, Sam?
You mean we got a jockey?
Oh, now, don't be funny. This guy Sylvester's hot. He's winning 2 or 3 races a day.
In the third, they're away at 3:17.
Hey, they're off.
I got ears.
Yeah.
At the quarter, it's a Wallon by a head. The dive bomber is second. Calumet Powell is third by a half a length. Dunnan is fourth. The Westwood Ho is fifth. The File Clerk is sixth. And the Valiant Ned seventh. The Mashie Niblick is eighth. Timid Soul is ninth. Golden West is 10th, and Test Tube, Auction Block, Early Riser, and Altruism.
Oh, no wonder you got 100 to 1. There's 100 horses.
Yeah, that's not a race. It's a caravan.
Last place. Now, are you satisfied?
Okay, Sam, let's go. Man of War couldn't win in a crowd like that unless he cut across the infield.
Oh, you sure pick him.
Well, come on. What are you waiting for?
I'm not waiting. Hey, quit pushing me.
Am I pushing you? Valiant Net by a length. War Alarm is second by 2. Test Tube is third by a nose. Dive Bomber is fourth. And Dunnan is fifth. Calumet Powell, Westwood Ho, File Clerk, Timid Soul, Golden West, Early Riser, Mashie Niblick, and Altruism. Auction Block has dropped out.
That nag is taking the pause that refreshes.
Well, he's come up.
If enough drop out, he can win.
Yeah, the race would have the last 2 days, huh?
Why didn't they run it in heats?
Well, might as well hang around till the end, huh, Sam?
Oh, well, I guess so.
It's Valiant Net still leading by a length. Test Tube is second by a nose. War Alarm is third. And coming up on the outside is Altruism.
Hey, did he say altruism?
He said it. Get the results.
Hey, Porky, how about the finish?
Coming over the wire now.
Sylvester, ride, boy, ride!
Don't wring your hands. It's too late to pray. The race is over.
Yeah, well, who won?
I know who won. The wire's always a minute behind.
We've got a chance.
Too close for comfort. Oh, why did Flint let me take that bet?
The winner of the third at Tropical Park is, Altruism.
Oh, how do you like that?
He won.
Am I a chump now?
Oh, you're a champ, Eddie, a champ.
Oh, it was nothing, Sam.
Only a sap could do it.
Oh, thanks.
Holy smoke, this doesn't.
Oh, Fink, I almost forgot. You got to fork over.
Oh, that just about busts this joint. Hey, how about calling it off?
Remember what you said about contracts?
Yeah, but gee, if I'd have known they were switching Sylvester onto that dog.
When do we get paid off?
Right now, Crockett. Come on over to the cashier.
Cash? Do we have to take cash?
Oh, absolutely. We ain't got no bank account. First thing you know, we'd have to pay income tax.
Well, you can deduct this loss.
Yeah. All right, give me your ticket.
Here.
Here's a cashier at this window. 100 grand, Speed.
Hey, the cashier don't bat an eye. I'm gonna...
Hey, the cops! Now
Everybody's going out the back door! The cops jugged everyone in the place. Fink and the other gamblers got away with the 100 grand. And we had to wait until morning for a trial. Every silver lining has a rip in it.
I don't see how they got away. I'm sore. We sit here in the can, and they're off with all that dough.
Well, we were framed. This whole thing was planned.
You're crazy. How did Martin know altruism would win? Can't turn on a police raid like a shower bath.
Well, how are we ever going to find those guys?
We won't. And if we do, it won't do us any good because you haven't got the ticket anymore. Even if you have, you couldn't force them to pay. Gambling isn't legal, you know.
Oh, that's nice, dreary music.
Might as well get used to it. We'll be living in quarters like this for quite some time.
Hey, here comes the keeper.
You got a visitor, boys.
Huh? An auditor.
Name of Martin. Fink Martin.
Hiya, boys.
Well, you coming to pay us off?
Well, not exactly, no. You see, Mike, the boss, he don't want to pay.
Oh, you wouldn't chisel, Fink. Oh, no.
On the level. I thought this guy Flint was square. Now he's welching on all his debts, and he's blowing town. He's got $1,000 of mine.
Oh, that's a great story, Martin.
Well, I don't have to tell stories, do I? I could have stayed away from here, Crockett.
It's nice to see you again, Fink. Still taking bets?
All right. Will it shut you up, Eddie?
Hey, $1,000.
Yeah, $1,000. It's all I got. It's my own dough. Well, that's the best I can do, Eddie. Hey, guard, let me out of here.
Well, gee, I don't know what to say, Fink.
Say no to the next bookie you meet, Eddie. Them nags is poison.
Well, it was fun for a while, Fink. I wouldn't take your dough, but...
Say no more. Put it back where it came from, Sam, and try to forget you ever seen me.
So, there I was, back where I started, at scratch. All I had to do was put the dough back in the cash drawer. The next morning, after paying a $10 fine, we took the subway downtown. Sam read the paper, and I just stared at the ads as usual.
Quite a story about altruism. Picture Sylvester here, just a kid. 19, weighs 105.
Hey, look at that ad. It says, spell it backwards. If they want you to read it that way, why don't they turn it around?
Hey, Eddie. Eddie, look.
Well, what is it, Sam?
This picture. It's Bartholomew.
They've arrested him. Well, what for?
Embezzlement.
But that's you, Sam.
Hey, listen to this. Mr. Bartholomew confessed to having embezzled company funds to the tune of $250,000 when auditors discovered a shortage in cash of $1,000. So that's why he was hurrying those guys around.
Well, let me see. What a business. Everyone in it is a crook. What? Hey, Sam, where you going?
Back to the police station. I'm giving myself up.
Giving yourself up? You're nuts.
No, Eddie. I'd never sleep again if I escaped scot-free. Besides, I'd like to get away from Alice for about 6 months.
Yeah, but Sam! So, Sam went to the police and gave himself up. But guess what? They didn't want him. They already had their man. He wrote out a confession. He offered to show them the books, but they just laughed at him. Called him a publicity seeker. He pleaded with him, but it was no use. Even Bartholomew called him a fool. Imagine, Sam fought for the right to go to prison, and they laughed at him. Well, that's what happens when a bookkeeper tries to get out of the rut. There's no escape. Yeah. Sam would have preferred a few quiet months in Sing Sing, breaking rocks. He could have got rid of his ulcers. He would have got away from Alice. But no.
Hey, Eddie. Hand me that Dixie cup, will you?
Oh, your ulcers bothering you again, Sam?
Yeah, something awful. These ledgers are driving me nuts.
Suspense, presented by Roma Wines, R-O-M-A, made in California for enjoyment throughout the world. Before we hear again from Keenan, Wynn, and Hume Cronin, the stars of Double Entry, tonight's suspense play, this is Truman Bradley with a word to the men from famed hostess Elsa Maxwell. If you are a typical male who has put off Christmas shopping until the last possible minute, here's a life-saving suggestion. Delight your friends, complete your shopping in an hour, and know your gifts are in excellent taste. Give Roma wine. Yes, there are taste-tempting Roma wines for every occasion. For entertaining, choose Roma California Sherry, Port, Muscatel, or Tokay. For added mealtime pleasure, give Golden Roma California Sauterne or Red Burgundy. And if you want to say Merry Christmas in a grand style, say it with the continental smartness of Roma California Champagne or Sparkling Burgundy. Whether your gift of Roma wine is a bottle, several, or a case, you know when you give Roma, you give a true wine, unvaryingly good always. And Roma's low prices will surprise you pleasantly. So, for good living and good giving this Christmas, insist on Roma, R-O-M-A, Roma wine, made in California for enjoyment throughout the world.
This is Keenan Wynn.
And this is Hume Cronin.
Joining together to wish you a very Merry Christmas.
Next Thursday, same time, Roma Wines will bring you Miss Marcia Hunt as star of Suspense, radio's outstanding theater of thrills.
Produced by William Spear for the Roma Wine Company of Fresno, California. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Autolite and its 96,000 dealers present Suspense. Tonight, Autolite brings you Christmas for Carol, a suspense play starring Mr. Dennis Day.
Hey, Hap. Well, hello, Santa. Why, it's Wilcox. Now, what are you doing in that costume, Harlow?
Going to a Christmas party, Hap.
Oh, what's in the sack?
Why, a load of merry motoring. In this box, I've got smoother performance, you see?
Ignition-engineered Autolite spark plugs.
Sure, and when you replace worn-out spark plugs with these new Bantam beauties, your car will perform smoother than Santa skidding down a slippery chimney.
And what's in this box, Harlow?
Fast starts, Hap.
Well, these are ignition-engineered Autolite spark plugs, too.
You bet. And they're unmatched for quick starts because they're designed by the same Autolite engineers who designed the coil, distributor, and all the other important parts of the complete ignition system for many leading makes of our finest cars. That's why ignition-engineered Autolite spark plugs work as a team with your car's ignition system. And that's why they're world-famous for quality and dependability.
And I suppose you're giving gas savings in the third box, eh, Harlow?
You guessed it, Hap. So, friends, have your Autolite spark plug dealer replace worn-out spark plugs with ignition-engineered Autolite spark plugs. Choose either the standard or resistor type. And remember, you're always right with Autolite.
And now, with Christmas for Carol and the performance of Dennis Day, Autolite hopes once again to keep you in suspense.
It was dark and silent. The window in the house glinted a little from the Christmas tree lights. Rocky didn't move. He just stood there in the alley, but I wanted to run. Fast, get away and put it behind me.
Just a second.
We got the money, Rocky. What are we hanging around for? Come on, let's get out of here.
I said we wait for the old couple to get back.
What for? Why take chances now?
We got some money. How do we know it's all of it? Maybe they split it and put it in two places. We'll wait here and watch for them when they come in. They'll tip it.
It was $8,000. That's what he withdrew.
You asked for this, kid. Now do as you're told. We wait.
I couldn't help being scared. This was my first job, my first and last. I just wanted that money. I wanted it fast and short, and I wanted to run away from it and forget it. For one shot. That's why I got hold of Rocky Perea. Lucky. I had to be lucky just this once. For Carol, not for me. It was for Carol. Nothing else I cared about, see? It didn't seem possible now that 3 days ago I hadn't known Rocky, hadn't needed him. What is it, Doctor? How about the baby?
Your wife must remain in bed.
Serious?
No, not serious, but she's got to stay flat on her back. A nurse. You should have a nurse with her all the time.
Oh, but it's 2 months away, Doctor.
It's just a question of keeping her relaxed and quiet, not letting her do any work around the house, lift things, or even walk.
Okay, Doctor. And she'll be all right?
There's one other thing. She was quite worried when I told her about the nurse. I got the feeling she's, afraid to have the baby.
Afraid?
Not for herself. I can't put my finger on it, but it's having a detrimental effect on her condition, and...
I know what it is, Doctor. Money.
Oh, I see. Well, it might not be easy finding a nurse. Only 4 days till Christmas.
I'll get one, Doctor. Thanks.
I'll call you this evening.
Yeah. Thanks again, Doctor.
Paul?
Sweetheart, it'll be all right. I'm going to get the nurse to take care of you.
I'll be able to get up and around in a day or two.
Not if you want that, son. The doc said everything will be all right if you take it easy, and you're going to take it easy.
But a nurse...
Look, I've got to get back to the bank. I'm only on my lunch hour, sweetheart. I'll make a few calls from there, and tonight we'll pick out the nurse.
How much do they charge?
What's the difference?
How much, Paul? It's a lot of money, I know.
50, 60 a week. We'll make out all right now. There's nothing to worry about.
Oh, Paul. This was going to be a happy Christmas. Now...
Yeah, a happy Christmas in this dump.
It's funny, Paul. $50 a week for a nurse. For another 2 months. It's funny. You make $48.50 at the bank. We'll have to pay the nurse more money than you earn.
Yeah, more money than I earn. You know how it is being a bank teller? Feeling, seeing, handling money, taking in money, paying it out. When I went back to work, I was seeing it for the first time with something more than a detached feeling. Thinking, I need this money, I need this money, I need this money. How I need this money. For Carol and the baby. It was almost 3 o'clock when Eddie the bookie came in.
Hi, Paul. Good day yesterday. And big action in a few days. Santa Anita opens.
Yeah, people like to throw their money away.
They throw it, I catch it.
Eddie, could I see you later?
You ready to make a deal?
I want to talk to you.
What time you through?
5 o'clock.
Meet you outside at 5 o'clock.
Eddie Garth, bookie. He quit school in the 7th grade. I held out and went through college. And all these years he's tried to get me to go in with him. To run his office, do the bookwork. He was waiting for me when I finished work. We went to a coffee shop and sat down. And all around us, the loudspeakers reminding me what a happy Christmas it was.
How's Carol, Paul?
Not so good, Eddie. That's what I want to talk to you about.
No more loans, Paul. You need money? Come with me.
Don't you ever give up.
What's so good at the bank? $25 for a Christmas bonus?
Look, Eddie.
Come in with me now. With Santa Anita opening. I could work the outside, get new accounts.
Eddie.
And I'll give you 10% of those accounts, Paul. But I won't lend you the money. I'd be a sucker to lend it to you. I'll give it to you if you come in, but I won't lend you anymore.
Okay, Eddie. Forget it. I'll get it some other way.
I don't get it. What's wrong with my deal?
Look, Eddie, how many times have you been rousted by the Vice Squad?
Plenty. Well,
and every time they book you and they fingerprint you and take your picture.
So what? They never have anything on me.
It's on your record, Eddie, as long as you live. Sure, I need money. Maybe I'm getting close to the time when I'm not too choosy about the way I get it. But it won't be your way.
What are you talking about?
If I ever break the law, it's going to be with the right guy and it's going to be the right job.
Now, you're dreaming, Paul. You'll still be in that cage 10 years from now.
I'd hit and run. One job with enough out of it to make it worthwhile. That's the way to be, Eddie. A one shot.
There is no such thing, Paul. You do something like that, you're stuck in it. And you're worse off than if you came with me. Think about it, Paul.
Go home then and fix dinner for Carol, all the time thinking of the money and Carol and the baby and debts. The worry eating at me and thinking about what I'd said to Eddie. Then the next morning, old man Forbes made a withdrawal. The first he'd ever made.
Hiya, son.
What? Oh, hello, Mr. Forbes.
I'm going to miss you, son. Seems like we're good friends after all these years.
Miss me?
Take a look at the slip.
Ooh, that's a lot of money.
12 years hard work. That's what that money means.
But you're taking it all out?
Yeah, and I quit my job today.
Quit your job?
Ada and me, we've been waiting a long time for this Christmas. We're moving out of the city.
Oh?
And we've had our eye on a little farm. Now we can buy it. Even got the papers drawn up.
Then you're leaving right away?
About a week. But Ada don't know yet. I'm going to surprise her. Kind of a Christmas present.
But it's not safe to keep so much cash on you, especially
I got a perfect place to hide it, son. No one would think to look there. Besides, I figure I've worked too hard and too long to lose it now. Oh, no, son, it wouldn't happen. Wouldn't seem right somehow.
It stayed with me and it grew. Like a wheel spinning, gaining momentum. This could be the right job. $8,000, enough for that single shot. It stayed with me. All the time growing.
Lunch is on me, Paul. If you change your mind.
No. I called you, Eddie, because I need your help.
What kind of help?
Well, you can arrange for me to talk to someone.
Maybe. Who is it?
Rocky Perea.
Rocky Perea? Are you kidding? You picked yourself the right guy, all right. The cops don't even know what he looks like. They never mugged him or printed him.
Yes, Eddie, that's right.
You're crazy, I tell you. 1 million people want to talk to Rocky Perea, including the cops. No, Paul, I can't touch it.
You can, Eddie, if you wanted to bad enough. Please, Eddie.
All right. I'll see what I can do. Maybe I do know someone.
And, Eddie, it's got to be soon.
You know you'll be taking a chance. It better be good.
It is, Eddie. Good enough to take the chance for. That was 2 days ago, and this morning Eddie came through. A certain friend, Rocky's only outside contact, told him to keep an eye on a house on Hoover Street. Eddie gave me all the dope, what Rocky looked like, how he'd act, what to expect. And early this evening, I told Carol I was going out for a while, that I'd borrow the money from Eddie, and that we wouldn't have to worry about paying it back for a while. That's what I told her, but that wasn't the answer. The answer was at the house on Hoover with Rocky Perea. I waited there, hidden in the dark corner behind the incinerator. I kept thinking, making excuses. It wasn't up to me anymore. There wasn't any other choice. I needed money desperately. I needed help to get the money. I waited more than an hour, and then I heard footsteps come up the alley. He stopped before the open patch of light, just like Eddie told me. He was careful, very careful, making sure no one was staking him. I took a deep breath and hitched my weight forward. I was going to cut across the open for the back door. I remember thinking, now, do it for Carol, for the rotten, miserable Christmas. Do it now. Rocky! He froze for a split second. Then almost faster than I could see, he ducked into a shadow and spun around. The street light didn't touch him. It glinted on something metallic in his hand. And even from where I was standing, I could see he had a gun pointed at me.
Autolite is bringing you Mr. Dennis Day in Christmas for Carol. Tonight's production in radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense.
Say, Hap, are you going to the in-laws for Christmas?
Yes, Harlow.
Oh, it's rough.
No, they're okay.
Oh, I mean rough trip, unless you've replaced worn-out spark plugs with ignition-engineered Autolite spark plugs. They give your car sensationally smooth performance.
I've heard of them, Harlow.
Well, then you must know that they're designed by the same Autolite engineers who design complete ignition systems, used as original factory equipment on many leading makes of our finest cars. That's why ignition-engineered Autolite spark plugs work perfectly with your car's complete ignition system.
The folks really treat us right.
You mean the Autolite spark plug dealers, eh, Hap? Well, they'll replace worn-out spark plugs with ignition-engineered Autolite spark plugs for smoother performance, quick starts, gas savings.
After we visit them, we always find...
Find what, Hap?
That you're always right with Autolite, Harlow.
And now, Autolite brings back to our Hollywood soundstage Mr. Dennis Day in Elliott Lewis's production of Christmas for Carol, a tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
Rocky, don't shoot. It was a good thing I'd said it. His gun was aiming front and center. He crouched there looking at me, his eyes flat and hard, then his voice deep and tight and deadly.
Who are you?
I'm not a cop, Rocky.
Come close so I can see you better.
Sure, Rocky. I just want to talk to you.
You call me Rocky. You been talking to anyone?
I've been watching you. I know you're Rocky Perea.
You've been watching me? What for?
You're wanted, Rocky, and you need money.
Who are you? Where'd you come from?
But that doesn't matter, Rocky. This is a business deal. I figured it out very carefully. You need money, well, so do I. And I got a way to get it.
Just like that, eh?
And, Rocky, I'm not staying. This is a one-shot deal.
A one-shot? There's no such thing.
That's the way it's got to be. We do this job together and we're through. We never see each other again.
I sure ain't going to go looking for you. But you won't quit. Not if it comes off easy.
I'll quit, Rocky.
What's in this for me?
Half. $4,000.
Huh. Well, kid, you ain't dumb by any means, staking me out like this. Almost smart enough to be a copper. You got guts, too. Tell me, you got a family?
There's no one to stop me. I have a job that doesn't pay enough. This'll raise my salary.
You want this one haul, then it's back to your job, huh?
Yeah. Is it a deal?
What's the job?
I have a car. I'll tell you on the way. If you go for it, okay. If not, we forget the whole thing.
Okay, kid. I'll listen to it. Let's go driving.
told him what I'd planned and why I needed him, and he agreed to come with me. We drove to the Forbes' house. It was a small and old house, just big enough for the two of them. I drove down to the corner and parked, and we started back.
Lucky there's no one on the street. Let's go up the alley.
Yeah, Rocky. There's the back door. Look, no lights. They're not home.
That makes it a cinch. Okay, go on, take it. It's your baby.
Rocky, I'll have to break a window.
Yeah. You want me to hold your hand?
I'll wrap my jacket around my fist. That'll keep the noise down.
Why don't you write me a book?
Okay, I'm going. I was lucky. The side of the house was hidden from the street by a big tree. There was light to see with from the Christmas tree in the living room. I wrapped the jacket around my knuckles, and with a short, sharp jab, broke through the window. It sounded like a cannon. The street being so quiet before, I was scared it would rouse the whole neighborhood. But like I said, I was lucky. I scrambled up the sill and dropped into the living room. I was pretty clumsy. I pulled out drawers, looked behind pictures, under cushions. I went in the kitchen and poked around the cabinets. I looked in the cookie jar, and I found a rolled-up wad of bills. It was money, all right, but only $40. The old lady's secret treasure. I put it back and went into the living room again. Looking around, nervous, I stumbled on the Christmas tree and knocked it over. And then I remembered what the old man had said. A Christmas present for his wife. And I knew it was somewhere on that tree. There were Christmas stockings and favors and little red boots in and around the tinsel and the lighted bulbs. And I found the $8,000 hidden deep in one of the stockings. Got it, Rocky.
Let me see it.
It's there, Rocky. It's all there.
Yeah, $8,000. I guess I'll hold it.
Come on, let's go.
Take it easy. We're going to stick around for a while.
Stick around? What for?
Well, we got some money. How do we know it's all of it? Maybe they split it and put it in two places. We'll wait here and watch when they come in. They'll tip it.
It was $8,000. That's what he withdrew.
You asked for this, kid. Now do as you're told. We wait.
I couldn't help being scared. My first job. My first and last. A one-shot. I wanted to get away fast, run, and put it behind me. But Rocky just stood there, like he didn't have a worry in the world.
Listen, kid. They're ringing for us. They're wishing us a Merry Christmas. Wait. There they are. They're unlocking the door.
You know, Harvey, the Christmas services were so beautiful.
Sure were. This year in particular.
Harvey,
Huh?
look, the tree. Someone's been in here. A burglar.
Burglar?
My cookie jar. I've got my house money hidden there.
The old lady ran to the kitchen, but Forbes knew where to look, and he knew it was gone. Rocky was grinning, his face lit up like floodlights. Let's go, Rocky. We've seen enough.
No, hold on a minute.
It's all here, Harvey. I wonder what he was after.
Ada, it's gone. All the money.
All what money?
$8,000. I took it all out of the bank. Ada, I quit my job. It was going to be a surprise.
No.
Every penny we had in the world.
Oh, Harvey. All that money.
No, it'll be all right, Ada.
Oh, 12 years you've worked so we could have something.
Well, I can keep on working, Ada. I'll do it all over again.
Well, you can't work anymore. The doctor. Oh, what's a person to believe? You work so hard and we do without things for 12 long years. And for what? In 1 minute, some good-for-nothing hoodlum takes it all away from us.
I looked at Rocky standing there next to me, his face split by that grin. It was funny to him, something to laugh about, to gloat over. That's why he'd stayed. Suddenly I knew I couldn't go through with it. Me, the guy who needed the money so bad, the guy with the bright one-shot idea.
Quite a show, eh, kid? Come on, let's go.
He moved off a few steps, but I just stood there, knowing what I was going to do.
Come on, I said, let's go.
Knowing what I was going to do. No, Rocky, we're not going.
Huh?
I said we're not going, and neither is the money.
What's that?
Don't, Rocky. I've got a gun, too.
And what's got into you?
I'm going to give that money back, Rocky. I can't stomach this.
Give it back. You're crazy.
No, Rocky. I just didn't see deep enough. Old people like this.
This was your idea. I ain't responsible for it.
I know, Rocky, but I can make it right.
Suppose I don't give you the money.
Then I'll kill you, Rocky.
Okay, kid. You got the gun.
He gave me the money, all the hate showing in his eyes. I turned and started for the house. I gave him my back for a target, but he didn't use it. I knocked on the door.
Yes, who? Paul, from the bank.
I just had a fight with a guy, Mr. Forbes. Saw him jump from your window. I chased after him.
Our window? You saw him?
Yes, ma'am. I was walking past. I kind of figured he'd just finished robbing you.
But did you catch him?
Well, I couldn't hold on to him. He broke away, but not before I got this.
Why, Harvey, the money.
Yes.
Paul, bless you.
Oh, forget it. I'm only sorry I couldn't hold him.
You say you fought with this burglar?
Yes, he broke away before...
We want to thank you, Paul.
Forget it. I'll be going now.
Oh, wait, Paul. We want to give you a reward.
Oh, no. No, I don't want a reward. I'll have to be going. I stopped there on the porch for a minute, afraid to go back to Rocky. Suddenly, terribly afraid of what he'd do to me. The old couple was still talking, loud, like old people do.
Yes, it all happened so fast.
I'll always wonder about that boy. What made him bring the money back?
He's honest, Ada. I know him from the bank.
Oh, fiddlesticks, Harvey. He didn't fight with anyone.
What do you mean, Ada?
Well, his clothes, by the whole story he told us, your young friend took the money in the first place.
Ada, I believe you're right.
Of course I'm right. Now, what on earth made him change his mind like that?
It's Christmas, Ada. Merry Christmas.
She'd known. The old lady had known all along. And it didn't make any difference. She'd even offered to give me a reward. Suddenly I felt something strange, like being clean inside. Like being able to see something that wasn't there before. And the tightness, the fear eased a little.
Now, let's go, kid. The car.
Rocky.
You did what you wanted. You just forgot that half of that money was mine. Now move. Get it moving. What was it you said? You need me, Rocky. You're hot.
Rocky, I made a mistake.
I want to team up with you, Rocky. You need money. I got away.
I was wrong.
Maybe the next job you won't get soft in the head.
There's not going to be a next one, Rocky. I'm through.
Through? You think I spent Christmas Eve with you because I like you? I'm out $4,000.
I'm sorry, Rocky, but there's not going to be a next time.
You think so, huh? Stop the car.
All right. But I'll never see it different, Rocky. I found out tonight. If it's not these old people, then it's someone else taking it just as hard.
Are you sure? You sure it's not Christmas doing this?
I'm sure. It's not for me, Rocky.
Huh. You know, I'm kind of glad it turned out this way.
You what?
Well, you're through, ain't you? You're going back to your job.
Yeah, Rocky, sure.
Good. And I figured it right.
What?
I didn't think you'd go through with it.
Say, wait a minute.
Yeah?
You're not Rocky Perea.
I said you were a smart kid.
But the way you acted, so careful, sneaking in the alley and... Say, who are you?
Weissman's the name. Police Lieutenant Richard Weissman, Gangster Squad.
You're a cop? But where's Rocky?
We picked him up this afternoon, kid. He had a couple of guys working with him, and I thought maybe you were one of them. Now I know different.
A cop?
I don't expect I'll run into you again, kid. So take care of yourself. And Merry Christmas.
Lucky. All the breaks. But I was no better off than this morning. There was still money, 2 months paying the nurse. There was still the worry for Carol.
Oh, Mr. Shane, we've been expecting you. Congratulations.
Doctor, what's the matter? Why?
Oh, nothing's wrong. Quite the contrary. Your wife just had a baby.
Baby? Carol?
Oh, she's perfectly all right. So is your daughter.
Carol. Oh, Carol, darling. Are you all right?
Hello, sweetheart. I'm fine.
Carol, is...
We won't have to borrow the money now, Paul. It's turned out for the best after all.
Oh, darling.
And it always will, my dear. We have so much, you and I. We have each other. And now we've got a daughter. A fine, healthy little girl. The rest will come, Paul. Let's live the day we have. Your little girl's over there, Paul. Tell her we're very, very happy she's in the family. And wish her a Merry Christmas.
The first Noel, the angel did say, was to certain poor shepherds in fields as they lay, in fields where they lay keeping their sheep on a cold winter's night that was so deep.
Look, Carol, look. She's smiling.
Suspense, presented by Autolite. Tonight's star, Mr. Dennis Day.
Santa visits girls and boys after they've been good, but Autolite keeps cars and trucks performing as they should.
Right you are, Hap, because Autolite makes more than 400 products for cars, trucks, planes, and boats in 28 plants coast to coast. These include complete electrical systems used as original equipment on many leading makes of America's finest cars. Electric windshield wipers, starting motors, voltage regulators, coils, distributors, wire and cable, generators. All engineered to fit together perfectly, work together perfectly because they're a perfect team. So, friends, don't accept electrical parts supposed to be as good. Ask for and insist on original factory parts at your neighborhood service station, car dealer, garage, or repair shop. And because all Autolite parts are original factory parts, you can be sure you're right, because you're always right with Autolite.
Next week on Suspense, Mr. Cornell Wilde, a star of A Ring for Maria. And in weeks to come, you will hear such famous stars as Mickey Rooney, Ginger Rogers, Eve Arden, and Ezio Pinza, all appearing in tales well calculated to keep you in suspense.
Suspense is produced and directed by Elliott Lewis, with music composed by Lucien Moraweck and conducted by Lud Bluskin. Christmas for Carol was written for Suspense by David Friedman. Dennis Day appears through arrangement with Colgate-Palmolive Feet Company and may be heard on his own program, A Day in the Life of Dennis Day.
And remember, next week on Suspense, Mr. Cornell Wilde in A Ring for Maria.
This is Harlow Wilcox again. On behalf of Autolite, its 96,000 dealers, and the cast of Suspense, I extend to all of our listeners best wishes for a Merry Christmas. Good night. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Suspense. And the producer of radio's outstanding theater of thrills, the master of mystery and adventure, William N. Robeson.
We who are in the business of keeping you in suspense find ourselves in a quandary at this time of the year. The elements of suspense, murder, mayhem, and macabre mischief are awkwardly out of place at this festival of peace and love. Yet that first Christmas was full of suspense. There was the problem of lodgings for the delicate mother that chill evening when there was no room at the inn. And there was great mystery when suddenly the star appeared in the east. Finally, there was the magnificent climax and happy ending when the three kings of the Orient arrived at last bearing gifts of gold and frankincense and myrrh. We feel that we cannot improve upon this tale, so we will bring you another, along with our best wishes for a most Merry Christmas. Listen then, as Mr. Raymond Burr stars in Out for Christmas, which begins in just a moment.
Here's actress Joan Bennett.
It's terrible to try to act with a dreadful cold. To feel better quickly, I take 4-way cold tablets, the fast way to relieve nasty cold distress.
Yes, tests of 4 leading cold tablets proved 4-way fastest acting of all. Amazing 4-way starts in minutes to relieve aches, pains, headache, reduce fever, calm upset stomach, also overcomes irregularity.
When you catch cold, try my way. Take 4-way cold tablets, the fast way to relieve cold distress.
4-way, 29 and 59 cents.
Here's a word about another fine product of Grove Laboratories. Had dandruff for years? Now get rid of it in 3 minutes with Fitch Dandruff Remover Shampoo. 3 minutes with Fitch regularly is guaranteed to keep unsightly dandruff away forever. Apply Fitch before wetting hair. Rub in 1 minute. Add water. Lather 1 minute. Then rinse 1 minute. Every trace of dandruff goes down the drain. 3 minutes with Fitch. Embarrassing dandruff's gone. Fitch can also leave hair up to 35% brighter. Get Fitch Dandruff Remover Shampoo today.
And now, Out for Christmas, starring Mr. Raymond Burr. A tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
I hadn't figured on being out for Christmas, but my prison record paid off. Takes a lot of good behavior to knock time off and a armed robbery and assault rap, but I was a good boy, model prisoner. Took everything they threw at me with a... well, not exactly with a smile. I don't smile much. But I took it without griping, so I'm out for Christmas. And Christmas is as good a time as any for what I gotta do. The town looked cruddy. They got phony tin Christmas trees and the lampposts along the main drag and colored lights all over the joint and Christmas carols screeching at you from loudspeakers everywhere. Even the saloons got red and green streamers all over the place and the bar mirrors all frosted like snow. The big bowl of slop called Tom and Jerry they're pushing.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
What would it be? A little Christmas cheer? A hot Tom and Jerry, maybe?
Ain't you got any whiskey?
Oh, sure. We got whiskey.
Give me a straight shot.
Okay.
Can't you get anything on that jukebox but them Christmas carols?
What's the matter? Don't you like carols?
Oh, they stink.
You won't think so after you get a couple of belts under your belt.
Do you think so?
Sure. It's Christmas, man.
Yeah, so I heard. That tastes good. Real good.
Say, you look sort of familiar. Don't I know you from someplace?
I was wondering how long it'd take.
The voice is familiar, and your eyes sort of...
Joe Watson.
Joe, I heard you was going to get out soon. Charlie Jones told me. But I didn't know you'd be out for Christmas.
Yeah, they got big-hearted.
Say, you put on a little weight. That's why I didn't recognize you.
30 pounds, prison chow.
But you look real good, Joe, real good.
Yeah. Hey, where is Charlie? He been in tonight?
Not yet, but he'll be around probably.
Gotta see him. You know where he's living at?
Yeah, he's got a room over on 4th Street.
Room? I figured he'd be living in a flop house.
Oh, not Charlie. He's doing okay since he got out. Got a steady job. How about you, Joe? You got a job lined up?
Yeah, I got a job lined up.
A good job?
It'll be good. As good as I can make it.
As
the last-minute shopping really got you down? Or you dashing and prancing all over the town? You bought a lot of presents and you still have lots to go? Well,
Go, get a Scripto.
you don't have to know a size. You don't worry about the fit. A new Scripto pen or pencil always makes a hit. For Mom or Dad or sister, Aunt Jane or Uncle Joe.
Go, get a Scripto. Go, get a Scripto. Get a Scripto.
Here's the easy, convenient way to finish all your Christmas shopping in a matter of minutes with Scripto pens and pencils, available at stores everywhere. All Scriptos, costing $1 or more, are handsomely gift-boxed. See the famous Scripto Satellite. The Satellite outwrites any other pen you've ever used. Costs only $1.95. Enjoy one-stop gift shopping.
Go, get a Scripto.
Give a Scripto.
Scripto.
And now, starring Mr. Raymond Burr, Act Two of Out for Christmas.
They even had this rooming house where Charlie was staying, loused up for Christmas. There was a moth-eating poinsettia wreath in the door and red and green lights in the landlady's window. Charlie's room was on the 4th floor at the back.
Joe!
Yeah,
Oh, so they let you out for Christmas.
yeah.
Well, come on in. Gee, it's good to see you, Joe.
Good to see you, Charlie. Say, what you got there?
Oh, that's an electric train. Just a minute, I'll turn it off.
Electric train, what for?
Oh, my sister's kid. That's all he talks about for Christmas, an electric train. So I got him one at a discount at the place where I work, but I wanted to see if it works okay. You know how it is.
Yeah. So what's the idea of the Christmas tree?
Well, living by myself and all, I thought I'd have my own tree. It's just a little one.
You lost your marbles?
Oh, it's Christmas, Joe.
The guys in cell block 4 ought to see you now playing with electric trains into your own Christmas tree.
And I bet they'd like to be doing the same thing.
Not me. Did you check up on Malloy like I asked you to?
Yeah? Yes, he's still on the police force.
Good. You got a gun?
No, I don't have no use for guns anymore.
Know where I can get one?
Well, sure, I guess I could locate one.
Well, I told you to. In my last letter, I told you. Get a gun for me, I said.
I know, Joe, but look, pal, I thought that... Well, I hope maybe you'd change your mind.
Charlie, from the day he testified against me, I swore I'd get him. His testimony did it, you know. That's what convicted me. He sent me up.
He had to testify the way he did.
He didn't have to be so convincing.
But, Joe, what good'll it do? You'll only get the chair.
I'm not afraid of the chair. I've seen enough of life. It stinks. I ain't in love with it. I'd just as soon leave it so long as I take that rat with me.
But it ain't only him, Joe.
What do you mean?
He's married now.
You kidding? What kind of a dizzy broad would want him?
You ain't gonna like this, Joe.
Ain't gonna like what?
The dizzy broad that married him is Lucille.
Lucille? My Lucille.
That's right. I'm sorry, Joe.
Funny. It's real funny. She wrote me. She couldn't wait for me no longer. You remember when I got the letter.
I remember.
But she didn't say who it was. She never answered my letters after that. Oh, that lousy double-cross.
Well, you went up for 10 to 20, Joe.
Yeah. Yeah, guess she never counted on me making it an 8 and time off for good behavior.
But 8 years is a long time for a young girl to wait, Joe.
Mike Malloy's a fine guy to throw me over for. Well, makes it dandy. Double dandy. It'll be a pleasure to kill them both.
Oh, how can you talk that way, Joe? It's Christmas.
Christmas is for people who don't know no better. Kids and idiots.
Oh, Joe, listen to me now. Forget all about Malloy and Lucille. You got a chance to make a new life for yourself, like I'm doing. I can get you a job where I'm working. I'm sure I can.
What are you doing?
I'm Santa Claus in the toy department at Brighton's department store.
Ain't no future in that. You're going to be out of work day after
No,
tomorrow.
I'm not. They promised to keep me on.
Doing what? Minding the reindeer?
Well, Mr. Brighton believes in giving guys like us a chance. Now, that's why I'm sure that you can get a job there. You come down tomorrow and talk to him.
I'll talk to him after Christmas.
Hey, good. Oh, say, how about coming over to my sister's house for Christmas dinner day after tomorrow?
Yeah. Yeah, I might even do that.
Good. You see, Joe, there ain't no sense in carrying around hatred in your heart, especially at Christmas time. So let Malloy and Lucille have their Christmas in peace.
Oh, they'll have their Christmas all right. Their last Christmas.
But then it'll be your last one, too.
I just got to figure different. Never mind the gun. I'll get my own gun tomorrow. But there is one thing I want from you.
What's that, Joe?
Tomorrow night, I want to borrow your Santa Claus suit.
Holiday hustle make you queasy, stomach nervous and uneasy? Then
Doodle you know about the little white tablets in the little green pocket roll? Just a-waiting for the moment when you need 'em to bring your acid indigestion under control. Tums are the little white tablets in the little green pocket roll. Tums for the tummy, T-U-M-S. Bring relief quicker than you'd ever guess. Best for any kind of acid distress. Keep 'em handy in the pocket roll. Keep your tummy under Tums control.
yes, during the busy, bustling season, get quick relief from annoying acid indigestion. Always carry Tums, 10 cents. 3-roll pack, a quarter. Or get the new 6-roll pack with free metal carrier, 49 cents.
And now, starring Mr. Raymond Burr, Act 3 of Out for Christmas.
Next day, I did my Christmas shopping for a gun. That night, I wrapped Charlie's Santa Claus suit into a bundle, took a bus out to the subdivision where Malloy and Lucille had a house. I ducked into an alley behind the supermarket and pulled on the red suit, whiskers and all. It was going to be so easy, I had to laugh. You couldn't want a better disguise on Christmas Eve for murder. I didn't have any trouble finding the house, a little box of a house like all the others in the street and decorated with colored lights like all the others. Nobody saw me, even if they had. Who has a better right than Santa Claus to be on the streets Christmas Eve? The gun felt cold in my pocket as I closed my fist around it and pushed the bell. Even it was wired for Christmas.
Yes?
Merry Christmas.
Why, it's Santa Claus.
Aren't you going to ask me in?
Well, my husband isn't home yet.
That's all right. I'll come in and wait for him.
I don't understand.
You don't believe in Santa Claus anymore, Lucille? You ought to.
Who are you?
Don't you recognize my voice?
You sound like...
Joe?
Oh, no.
Good old Joe. He was going to wait for me, no matter how long it took.
Joe, I thought you were...
In the cooler for keeps? I told you I'd come back for you. Here I am.
Well, you're too late, Joe.
Yeah, so I hear. How come you didn't wait, Lucille?
I fell in love.
With the guy who sent me to prison? For a no-good cop?
He didn't send you to prison, Joe. You were guilty.
I'd have beat the rap if he hadn't testified the way he did.
He had to testify that way. He was only telling the truth.
Yeah, so you could get me out of the way and steal my girl.
Joe, you've got things all twisted. It all happened afterwards. I only met him at your trial. We fell in love afterwards.
When I couldn't protect myself.
Oh, Joe, I'm sorry. It just happened.
You're telling me. Where's the fuzz?
Who?
The copper, your old man.
He's still on duty.
Working overtime to put the arm on some stiff on Christmas Eve. When will he be home?
I expect him any time now.
Good. I'm going to be glad to see him.
Why, when you hate him so?
Well, you see, I promised him something. Didn't he ever tell you?
No.
I promised to kill him when I got out.
Joe.
Tonight's the night, see?
Well, you mean it. You've got a gun.
Sure, I got a gun. And I'm going to use it. On both of you.
Both of us?
You both double-crossed me. I could kill you first, but I think I'll wait till your old man comes home. Ought to be interesting to see how he acts. I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if he tried to make a deal with me.
A deal?
Yeah, like shoot my wife, but let me go free.
Joe, what a terrible thing to say.
You'll see what kind of a creep you married.
Joe, do it then. But do it because I ask you. Kill me and let him go.
I come to get you both. And I'm going to get you both. Together. How about some music while we're waiting? Turn on the radio. Go on, turn it on. He made you happy, Lucy?
Yeah, Joe. Very.
You made him happy?
I hope so.
That's nice. Because tonight you're both going to make me happy. By becoming very dead.
It's too loud.
What's that?
Oh, little Lucy, the radio woke her.
You got kids?
Yeah.
Where you going?
I had to look in on her and quiet her.
Don't try nothing funny. I'll be right behind you.
Oh, there now, honey. There. It's all right. Mommy just turned the radio on too loud.
I'm scared, Mommy. Mommy, look behind you. It's Santa Claus.
Yes, dear, Santa Claus.
Oh, Mikey. Mikey, wake up. Huh? Mikey, look, it's Santa Claus.
Santa Claus? Santa Claus? I want to see Santa Claus.
Of all leading filters, cigarettes, Kent filters best. Kent filters best. It makes good sense when you smoke Kent. Kent filters best. Of all of the brands of cigarettes, Kent tastes the best. Kent tastes the best. A richer taste than all the rest. Kent filters best. It makes good sense when you smoke Kent. Of all leading filter cigarettes, Kent filters best.
And now, starring Mr. Raymond Burr, Act 4 of Out for Christmas.
Just had time to jam the gun back into my pocket before those two kids were wide awake and all over me, grabbing at my red suit, pulling at my phony whiskers, pushing me into a chair.
Did you bring me a present, Santa Claus, did you?
Oh, your reindeer, Santa.
Sit down, Mikey. I want to sit on his lap.
You'll get rid of these chicks.
I can't. Where's my present, Santa?
Well,
What did you do with the reindeers? What did you do with the reindeers?
Well, they're parked outside, Mikey, on the roof.
Did you come down the chimney?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Then why aren't your clothes dirty?
Didn't the fire burn you?
Well, no, you see, it's an asbestos suit. Now, listen, you kids ought to go back to bed.
Oh, no, Santa, please. We want our presents.
I want to see the reindeer.
See, you got to get them off me.
They're so excited, Joe. They've never entertained Santa Claus before.
I ain't no Santa Claus.
To them you are.
Yeah.
Santa Claus,
Oh, what?
I want to kiss you.
Me too.
All right, you kids. Now, listen to me.
Yes, Santa Claus, I'm listening.
Me too.
You gotta go back to bed now.
Well, I want my presents.
Me too.
You'll get your presents in the morning when you wake up. They'll be under the tree.
You promise?
I promise. Now, you run off to bed. On account, I gotta get going. Now, you wouldn't want the other boys and girls to miss their presents because I've been goofing off with you, would you?
Oh, no, that wouldn't be fair.
All right, then. Off to bed you go.
All right. Come on, Mikey. Merry Christmas, Santa Claus. Me too.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, kids. And good night.
Good night. Come on, Mikey.
Oh, Joe. They'll never forget that.
Yeah. Neither will I.
Merry Christmas, honey. I'm sorry I'm late. Hey, what's this?
It's Joe Watson, Mike.
Joe Watson? What the devil are you doing here?
He came to kill us.
What?
Take it easy, Mike. Here's my gun.
You changed your mind?
Your kids changed my mind.
They thought he was really Santa Claus, darling. They were so excited.
Mike, you can send me up again. Better to go back for parole violation, I guess, than for murder.
Well, wait a minute. We gotta have a complaining witness. You want to make a complaint, Lucille?
No, Mike. I want to thank Joe for giving the kids the best Christmas of their lives.
Well, I haven't any complaint then. Merry Christmas, Joe.
I still say Christmas is for people who don't know no better. Like kids and idiots. Yeah. Merry Christmas.
Suspense, in which Raymond Burr starred in Out for Christmas, written, produced, and directed by William N. Robeson. In just a moment, the names of the supporting players and a word about next week's story of Suspense.
Christmas Eve on CBS Radio, Bing Crosby invites you to celebrate Christmas with the world on our 4th annual Christmas Sing with Bing. With Bing as your guide and CBS Radio as your magic carpet, you'll visit Rome to hear the Vatican Choir. There, too, you'll hear the sound of the bells of St. Peter's as they ring for the holiday Mass. On our Christmas Sing with Bing, you'll visit New York and Salt Lake City, Canada, Australia, Holland, France, even places like Hawaii, Alaska, and the Fiji Islands, where carolers and choirs will be waiting to sing the traditional Christmas songs with you. To add to the excitement this year, Mrs. Bing Crosby, Catherine Grant, will be at her husband's side. Whether you spend Christmas Eve at home or out on the highway heading for a holiday destination, join us right here on CBS Radio, as most of these same stations present our 4th annual Christmas Sing with Bing.
Supporting Raymond Burr in Out for Christmas were Joan Banks, Lillian Baeff, Charles Seal, Carl Swenson, Howard McNear, and Dick Beals. Listen. Listen again next week when we return with Mr. Frank Lovejoy, starring in The 32nd of December, another tale well calculated to keep you in suspense. This is the CBS Radio Network.
Autolite and its 98,000 dealers present Suspense.
Autolite presents a special program for this holiday season. The unusual dramatization of Twas the Night Before Christmas, starring Miss Greer Garson, who appears by arrangement with MGM, producers of the new color picture Knights of the Round Table, in CinemaScope, starring Robert Taylor, Ava Gardner, and Mel Ferrer.
Good evening. This is Harlow Wilcox speaking for Autolite. Tonight, as a special Christmas presentation from the worldwide Autolite family, we bring you Miss Greer Garson in a story about a certain little girl on a certain Christmas Eve.
And now, Autolite presents transcribed Twas the Night Before Christmas, hoping once again to keep you in suspense.
Kathy, honey. Come on, wake up. Wake up, Kathy. It's the day before Christmas. Oh, and there's so much...
Miss Burr, it's light out already. You said you were going to wake me really early today so we could go to the airport and meet them.
Come on, up you get. Let's get you dressed.
Buffy, they're going to be waiting for me and you didn't wake me. I know what, they're home already.
Kathy.
Mommy! Daddy, where are you? Daddy! Mommy? Buffy, they're not in their bedroom. Where are they?
Kathy.
I know. I'll bet they're in the kitchen already having their coffee. Mom. Miss Buff, they're not home.
I know, honey.
The clock in the kitchen said 8:30.
Kathy, here, put this on, dear. You told me you wanted to wear this dress today. So that's why I ironed it for you.
Miss Buff.
Yes, dear?
Why aren't they here?
Oh, they'll be here.
But when I talked to Mommy on the telephone yesterday, she said she would be here at 6 this morning. And I promised her I'd meet her at the airport, her and Daddy.
I know.
And Daddy said he had a surprise he was bringing for me all the way from Paris. It's 8:30, Buffy. Let's go out to the airport now.
Oh, but there's so many things to do first. You've got to get your breakfast, and we have to finish decorating the tree. And, there's so many things I want you to help me with.
Everything can wait, Buffy. Hurry, I promised to meet them.
No, dear.
Why not, Buff?
Well, I think we'll wait for them here. Kathy?
Yeah?
You remember what you promised your Mommy and Dad? That you'd do everything I asked you while they were away.
Yeah.
Then, we'll wait for them.
All right, Buffy. It's noon, Buffy.
I know.
Don't you think they might have called and told us they'd be late?
Oh, I'll go and make our lunch. You must be very hungry.
No, I'm not.
Oh, you didn't eat your breakfast, Kathy.
Miss Buff, I'm not hungry.
Look. Oh, look, it's snowing, honey. We'll have a nice warm lunch, and then we'll go out for a long walk.
You should have called.
I'll tell you what, Kathy. We'll take our walk first. We'll see the shops. We'll visit. We'll go and see Johnny and your aunt and uncle. Maybe if it snows hard enough, we can all build a snowman. Wouldn't you like that?
Yes, that would be fun.
Well, go get your coat and hat and galoshes, dear.
All right. And when we come back, Mommy and Daddy will be home.
Well, you go and get your things now.
Oh, I'll get it, Buffy. Mommy. Oh, who's this, Daddy? You sound... Oh, from a newspaper. I see. It's a man, Buff. He says he wants to talk to an older person. Here.
Hello? Yes, this is the Harper residence. I'm the housekeeper. Well, just a moment, please. Kathy.
Who is it?
Someone wants to talk to me, honey. Will you go get your things?
No. Who are you talking to, Buffy?
Never mind, dear. Go and get your things.
No. No, I won't.
Hello? I see. Yes, I saw the papers. Yes, that was the daughter. Yes, the only child. No, she doesn't. No, I wish you wouldn't. Please, don't. Here. No.
Who was it?
Oh, just a man, honey.
He was from the newspaper. Why? What did he want?
Nothing.
He asked about me, didn't he? Why?
Honestly, honey, it was nothing.
It was about Mommy and Daddy.
Oh, wasn't anything important.
What?
Yes, dear?
I don't know.
Look at that snow coming down, Kathy. Get your things, dear. Go on. Don't they sing beautifully, Kathy?
Very lovely.
The street and all the decorations and the singers.
Very lovely, Miss Buck.
Honey, here, give this to the man.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Miss Buck. Let's go home now.
In a little while, don't you remember? We were going visiting, too.
Mommy and Daddy are probably home right now waiting for me, wondering where I am.
And we'll build a snowman together, like I said. Come on, honey. I remember when I was a little girl how excited I'd get. Oh, all the wonderful things to see, the sights and the smells and the sounds, pretty shop windows and the snow. To be a little girl at Christmas time. To be young at Christmas time. And happy.
What's the matter, Bucky?
Oh, Kathy.
Bucky.
Let me hold you. Oh, Kathy, darling.
Bucky, you're crying.
I'm just silly, I guess. Why, look, there's Santa Claus watching us. Let's say hello to him.
You were crying.
Hello, Santa.
Merry Christmas. Oh, Merry Christmas, little girl.
Merry Christmas.
Why, you're a pretty little girl. What's your name?
Kathy.
Oh, that's a nice name for a nice little girl like you.
Thank you.
And I can tell you've been a good little girl. I saw the way your mommy was holding you.
She's Miss Buff. My mommy's away. Daddy, too. We're taking a walk to make them come home.
Oh, and where are they?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Kathy, come in, darling. And Miss Buff, how are you? Come in. Mother, guess who's here?
Why, Kathy and Miss Buff.
Hello, Aunt.
Hello, Mrs. Cleveland. Take your things off. We've got a big fire in the living room. And wait till you see our Christmas tree, Kathy.
I'm sure it's very beautiful.
I'll bet Kathy came to see her cousin Johnny, didn't she?
Yes, I did, Uncle Ted. I would like to see him very much.
Do you know what that boy of mine did, Miss Buff?
No.
He found the train.
Oh, he did?
After I took so much trouble to hide them out in the garage, he found them. So, of course, I had to set them up for him. Well, it's the day before Christmas. He's in his room now, Kathy.
Yes, I would like to play with the train.
Of course you would. Jolly!
I can't come now, Daddy. I'm busy.
Kathy's here.
Hey, come on out and play with my trains, Kathy. You ought to see. I got them all hitched up now.
Go on, Kathy.
All right.
I've been on the phone since 7 this morning, Miss Boston. There just isn't any word at all about the plane.
Look!
A man from the newspaper called the house. I told him to stay away. Does the child know? I think she's does. What did you tell her? Nothing. How do you tell a child?
Look at it go!
What I can't understand is why no word at all. The plane took off from Paris on time, and there was radio contact over island from what I could find out. But since then, nothing.
You'd better tell her, John. Tell me what?
Well, there was a storm over the ocean. Pretty bad storm. They said...
It's Ross.
Yes, darling.
I just figured out something. It's about Mommy and Daddy.
Kathy.
They're not coming home. They're not ever coming home.
Autolite is bringing you Miss Greer Garson with Anne Whitfield as Kathy in Twas the Night Before Christmas. Tonight's production in radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense.
This is Harlow Wilcox again with a message from Mr. Royce G. Martin, President and Chairman of the Electric Autolite Company. It is presented in the name of the Autolite family, which includes some 30,000 Autolite men and women and their families, 18,000 people who have invested a portion of their savings in Autolite, as well as 98,000 dealers and the greatest names in the industry who use Autolite products as original equipment. This is the message from Mr. Martin. In our America, we are especially blessed this Christmas with a free country. We are surrounded with freedom-loving people who appreciate the word Christmas. We are grateful for what this day means to all of us and for what it meant to our great forefathers. We will never forget the one whose holy birthday we are about to celebrate. We thank him for the word freedom and the happiness that he has given us. We of the Autolite family wish you and yours a very Merry Christmas and a new year filled with health and happiness.
And now, Autolite brings back to our Hollywood soundstage Miss Greer Garson in Elliott Lewis's production of Twas the Night Before Christmas. A tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
Good to get inside of the house, Kathy. Oh, look at you. You look almost like the snowman you and Johnny built. Here, let me brush you off a bit before we go inside.
There's a man there.
What'd you say, darling?
Right there, standing by the door. A man.
Hello.
Good evening, miss. Hello, little girl. Is this your house?
Yes, I live here.
Who are you? What do you want?
Oh, then you'd be the Harper's little girl, wouldn't you?
Yes.
I asked you, who are you?
Now, don't worry about it, ma'am. I just want to take a picture of the little girl. You want your picture taken, little girl?
Buffy.
You're the reporter I talked to this morning, aren't you?
And we'll want one of you, too, ma'am.
Here, get in the house, Kathy. Don't stand there, dear. Get in the house. I'll be in a moment. It's Christmas Eve, Mr. Reporter. Did you know that?
Oh, now, look, ma'am,
It's Christmas Eve. Where's your heart?
Oh, look, you've got to understand. I talked to you on the phone. It was almost 10 hours ago, before noon. It's nighttime already. There still isn't any word about the plane. I represent a newspaper, ma'am. We've got to assume... Well, you know, I don't want to say it any more than you do.
Oh, just go away.
Oh, now, really, I've got to...
Were you ever lonely on Christmas Eve? Alone in a house that's empty? While outside other people were singing... When there was warmth and love and joy, but outside...
I'm just trying to do
Christmas Eve. The snow is falling. Christmas Eve. And the child is grieving.
I'm sorry.
Cassie, I'm in the living room, Buffy.
I just had a wonderful thought.
Yes?
Let's have a secret.
What, Buffy?
Let's not wait till tomorrow.
What do you mean?
We go to our tree and open some of our presents now. Maybe just one. We'll choose the one with the most beautiful wrapping. You can open it, and you can play with it now while I go and fix something for you to eat.
I'm not hungry, Buff. Honestly, I'm not.
Oh, just some milk and cookies, honey. You haven't eaten.
All right.
Well, let's choose. Go ahead, pick one.
All right. That one.
It's from Mr. and Mrs. Anderson next door. Open it.
You open it, Buffy.
Well. Oh, look.
Very nice.
A carousel. Well, I'll wind it for you. And we'll put it down here. Now. You watch it. When it runs down, you can wind it up again. I'm going into the kitchen. Kathy, here's your... Kathy, honey, where are you? Kathy? The milk and cookies are on the table. Kathy? Are you in your room, Kathy? Kathy? Kathy, honey? Kathy? Kathy!
Why, Miss Burr.
Mr. Anderson, is Kathy here?
Well, no.
Would you mind asking Mrs. Anderson if Kathy's here? Maybe she came in through the back way.
Well, Mrs. Anderson and I have been sitting in the living room for the last hour. Well, what's the matter, Miss Burr?
Kathy ran out of the house.
Oh, poor child. I can imagine how she must feel.
I thought she might have come over here next door. She just ran out of the house. I don't know where she is.
Oh, a child like that, and what happened to her today? Wait, I'll get my coat, Miss Buff. I'll come with you.
Listen.
Hi, Mr. Anderson. Want a ride? You can go all the way down the hill for $3. They've got it roped off.
Paul, have you seen Kathy?
Sure.
Well, where is she?
I don't know.
Where is she, Paul? Where did she go?
How am I supposed to know where she went?
But you saw her, didn't you?
Sure. She was running down the block. I yelled at her to come on over, but she kept running.
Which way, Paul?
Down there, I guess. Where the stores are.
Thank you.
Sure. Merry Christmas, Mr. Anderson. Merry Christmas, Miss Buff. Hey, what?
She hasn't been in my store, Miss Buff, and I'm the only one on the block who's open. Last-minute Christmas rush, you know.
Thank you, Mr. Rucker.
Say, now, that kid and what happened to that plane today, I'd sure let the police know she was missing.
I think he's right, Miss Buff.
Call them, please. Call them.
Oh, use this phone, Miss Anderson.
Thank you. Hello, operator. Give me the police. Oh, hello, police. I want to report a little girl who's missing. Kathy Harper. Well, she's got blonde hair and blue eyes. Oh, wait a second. I'll find out. Go in the house, Miss Buff. I'm sure they'll find her.
It's 10 o'clock. They've been looking for 3 hours.
Oh, they have ways. They'll find her.
We waited in that station house. All the policemen who phoned in. None of them.
Well, you just go in the house. I'll send Mrs. Anderson.
No, really. I'd rather you wouldn't.
Well.
Good night, Mr. Anderson. Thank you.
Line Patrolman Reed, ma'am.
You found Kathy.
Yes, ma'am.
Where is she?
Better come with me, ma'am. There she is, ma'am, in the second pew.
Oh, Kathy, child.
Christmas Eve. Church should have been the first place we should have looked for that kid.
Kathy. Let's go home now, darling. All right. There we are. All tucked in.
It's almost Christmas, isn't it?
Yes, darling.
You're going to read to me?
Of course. You'd like life.
Bobby.
Yes, darling.
Nothing. Just read to me.
It was the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was there. Not even the mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mamma in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled down for a long winter's nap. And out on the lawn there arose like a clatter. I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Way to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw open the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave a luster of midday to objects below. When what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer with a little old driver. So lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and whistled and shouted, and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donder and Blitzen, to the tops of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all.
Bobby! Mommy! Daddy!
Merry Christmas, Kathy.
Kathy, baby. Hey, it's Christmas. We don't cry on Christmas.
I saw. Oh, baby.
Hey, how about a big hug for me?
Oh, Daddy.
Ah, that's my girl.
Where's Miss Bob? I was in bed. She was reading to me.
In bed's the place for you. Come on, I'll carry you.
Bob, it's Mommy. It's Daddy. I know, darling, I know.
Hello, Buffy. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Bob.
We had to make an emergency landing in Newfoundland. Small field communications was shot that storm.
Yes. Let's not talk about it anymore now.
Buffy was reading me a wonderful thing about the night before Christmas.
Here. I'll put you in bed, Kathy. Read to us. To all of us.
Oh. Read it, Buffy. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly in use of an obstacle mount to the sky, so up the housetop the coursers they flew with a sleigh full of toys. And St. Nicholas, too. And then in a twinkle, I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney, St. Nicholas came with a barn. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had slung on his back and looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled. His dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke, it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. Not a word. It went straight to his work and filled all the stockings. He turned with a jerk and laying his finger aside of his nose and giving a nod up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down on a thistle. But I heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night."
Ladies and gentlemen, you have just heard Miss Greer Garson in a dramatization of Twas the Night Before Christmas. Tonight's production in Autolite, Suspense. Miss Garson will return in just a moment.
Next week on Suspense, our star will be Mr. James Mason, who, as Lord Essex, plots to capture Elizabeth's throne. It's called The Queen's Ring. Suspense is transcribed and directed by Elliott Lewis. The music composed by Lucien Morawick and conducted by Lud Gluskin. Chorus was under the direction of Roger Wagner. 'Twas the Night Before Christmas was written for Suspense by Morton Fine and David Friedkin. In tonight's story, Anne Whitfield was heard as Kathy. Featured in the cast were Harry Bartell, Irene Tedrow, Mary Lansing, Charles Calvert, Howard McNear, Herb Butterfield, Johnny McGovern, Sidney Miller, Joseph Kearns, and John Ramsey Hill.
And here once again is our lovely star, Miss Garson.
Harlow, thank you very much. And thank you, Anne Whitfield. While I have these few moments, may I join the Autolite family in sending holiday greetings to our friends everywhere. Merry Christmas, Harlow.
Merry Christmas, Greer. A Merry Christmas to all. And to all, a good night.
This is the CBS Radio Network.
And now, tonight's presentation of radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense. Tonight, we bring you a story of Christmas shopping and a present that went astray. We call it A Present for Benny. So now, starring Jack Kruschen, here is tonight's suspense play, A Present for Benny.
Honey Lamb. They got a gorgeous ermine on sale at Halgrim's. Just gorgeous. Look.
Later. Give me the rest of the mail. And not the bills.
Sure, baby doll. Oh, honey pot, it's gorgeous. Like the stuff you got in that big job last month.
I got it.
Something wrong, lovers?
Shut up. You call me, boss? Who called you? You want to get thrown out the window?
He's all upset, Swifty, on account of a letter.
Sure, I'm upset. Here, you listen to this. Dear Ricky, I'm sending you this letter like kind of a Xmas greeting. I got a holiday feeling in me, so I'm going to give you the news straight. Me and my boys is the ones who hijacked that load of furs from you last month. Because you were a dirty, no-good fink, I'm stating to you that there ain't no room for the two of us in this town. So me and the boys is moving you out. You were a big chiseler, and if you don't drop dead when you read this, me and the boys will pump you full of lead next time we see you. Yours truly, and a Merry Xmas, Machine Gun Benny.
He's a dirty rat.
Baby, honey, you could give it to me for Christmas. It's only 2 G's, and it's just gorgeous.
But will you shut your trap? I got enough trouble.
Boss, what are you going to do?
What do you think? What do you think? Go call the boys.
Sure.
No. Wait a minute. We got to do this careful. We don't want no open war, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean, boss.
Just a couple of us. See. 2 good heads, and you and me. Yeah, that's the best.
Yeah, sure, that's the best.
Artie the Grunt. Yeah, Artie. And No-Nose Firebush. That's it, just them.
Artie the Grunt and No-Nose Firebush. Okay, Rick.
That small-time thing. Sure, there's room for only one of us, and he's going to find out which one it is.
You tell him, Honey Lamb.
Didn't I tell you to make me a drink?
No.
You calling me a liar?
Honey Lamb, I ain't calling you a liar. You never told me to make you a drink, did he, Swifty?
I told you to make me a drink a minute ago.
I got ears. You never
I'm
told
telling you again, go make me a drink.
Okay. Big thing. Giving orders like a general or something.
And don't get so smart! Dumb dame. Okay, Swifty. You get the boys over here. We got to have us a conference. All right, now, the way I see it, it's Machine Gun Benny or me, see? And it's going to be me.
Yes, right.
Yeah. Sure, he wants trouble. He found the right party.
You want we should go over and rub him out, boss?
What's the matter with you, No-Nose? He may be stupid, but he ain't dumb. Yeah, that's what he figures. We'll go gunning on him. That's what he figures, see?
Yeah.
So we ain't gonna. We're gonna play it smart. Artie. You got any ideas?
I do.
No-Nose?
Well, Chief Boss, you don't want to use no choppers. Gee, how about a good old ride?
Dope. How you gonna get at him for a ride? What a dope.
Honey, love.
What? Look, don't bother me, will
I
you?
got just a present I'm going to buy you.
Good. That's good. Now shut up,
Boss, I got a thought. Maybe we could send this bum a bomb, maybe, huh?
You can't send no bomb through the mail. You know that. It's against the law. Ain't you guys got any... Whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah?
I got something.
What, boss?
How's about we could send him a little present, huh?
What do you want you should send him a present for?
Xmas present. See, all wrapped up with paper and ribbon and everything. Nice box about this big and this wide. And when he opens it, boom.
But, boss, you just said we couldn't
Not
send him...
through the mail. From the store. Hey, Mill, what's the name of that store you always buying at?
Halgrim. Hey, you're going to buy me that ermine?
Go make me a drink. Make for the boys, too.
Oh, gee whiz. Okay.
Halgrim's, yeah, that's the place. Real high class.
Yeah, I like that. Merry Christmas, Benny. Boom.
Good. Boss, you figure he'll fall for this, you figure?
Sure he would. We get the store to deliver it. How's he going to suspect?
Well, how are we going to get him to deliver it, boss?
We don't worry about now. It gets delivered. Artie.
Mm-hmm.
You got the makers for a bomb.
Sure.
The old-fashioned kind. You know, a lot of broken glass and nails.
Of course, sure.
What'd he say?
Yeah, he says you can make it.
Oh, okay. Now you take care of that, and I want it day after tomorrow.
All right.
And you make it a ticker, see, but don't set nothing till we're ready.
Yeah.
Rick, I gotta hand it to you. You're a genius.
Yeah.
You are a genius. Boys, ain't he a genius?
Yeah, he's got the Christmas spirit, too. It's better to give and to receive.
Okay, now shut up. We gotta figure out a plan for the store to deliver it.
Yeah, we gotta figure.
Ain't you coming to bed?
No, I ain't coming to bed.
But it's 2:00 a.m. I'm tired.
Go make some coffee.
Honey.
Sandwiches, too. I'm hungry.
Why don't you finish thinking tomorrow so I can get some sleep?
Don't you never think about nothing else but sleeping?
Sure. I've been thinking all day about that ermine and Haugrams I was telling you of.
Baby, oh, baby. I love you, baby. I
love you too, honey lamb. So why don't we just
Hey,
go
snap out of it, boys. All right, come on, wake up swiftly. Hey, wake up. Fellas, I got it.
What, boss?
Mill is going to get an ermine from Haugrams.
Oh, baby doll, lover.
Will you get your claws off of me and make some coffee? Now, listen, boys. Here's how we do it.
Honey. Oh, just simply gorgeous.
Feel the pelt, sir. Notice the sheen.
I felt that. I seen it. 2 G's is too much. I'll give you 1,500.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. It's been marked down from 32. We positively cannot sell it for under 2,000. Now, we have a nice mink for 1,500.
Oh, Ricky, honey, don't be chintzy. It's Christmas.
Will you shut your mouth and go buy your old lady something? I'll see you at the house.
Ain't you going to buy it? It's so gorgeous.
For 1,500, I'll buy it. For 2, I ain't interested. Now beat it.
Oh, gee. Okay. But don't go buying me no lousy mink. You know it gives me the hives.
She'll never doll. Okay, wrap it up.
You'll take the ermine, sir?
Sure, I'm taking. I want to surprise her. Here. 1, 2 G's.
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Would you like it wrapped as a gift for the lady?
Yeah, I want it in the box with lots of ribbon and Xmas junk all over, you know. And I want you should give me another box the same size, see? Ribbons and everything. It's going to be kind of an Xmas joke on a pal. You get what I mean? Empty box, you know. Oh, and give me a couple of cards to write on.
Yes, sir. Will you have them sent?
No, I'll take them both with me.
Well, it'll just take a few minutes, sir.
So I'll wait. Hey, Artie, when you got the timer set for it to go off? What'd he say?
He says he's got it set for 23 hours. It'll go off at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, what happens if he opens it before? What'd he say?
He says it'll go off anyway.
Oh, that's good. Nice work, Artie. Nice work. Hey, I bet you he opens it. Don't worry. I bet he ain't got no patience. For instance, he gets a big tree beginning of December. All the trimmings, his pals around him, a couple of cases of old stag. Christmas presents mean something to a guy like that.
It is going to this year, that is for sure.
Okay, sure. All right, now you carry Swifty, and I'll take the ermine home.
All right, sure, boss. Yeah, I got it.
Now, you know what you got to do.
I am to take the bomb back to the store. There, I'm to find a guy what sold you the ermine.
Yeah, Mr. Minchie.
Minchie?
Yeah.
Then I give him the bomb, and I tell him that he's to send it on to Benny.
And you tell him it's the gag that I was talking about. You give him a C-note for doing you the favor, right?
I got it.
Okay. Artie, when you get through cleaning up, come over to my place. We'll play some poker tonight, okay?
Yeah.
See you, Artie. He's a good boy, that Artie. You know, I'm going to get him one of them new 45s for Xmas.
Hey, that'd be nice, boss. He sure likes them. Me, I like a 38 better. It don't make as big a hole, but it don't weigh you down so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Here, will you hold my box a minute? I want to get a cigarette.
Sure, boss. Boss, look out! It's Benny! Get down!
You are listening to A Present for Benny, tonight's presentation in radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense.
Let's look ahead to 1966. And there you are in your beautiful new home. You've got automatic gadgets everywhere. There's a sparkling new dream car in your garage. The youngsters are in a fine college. All's right with the world. Is this just an idle dream? No, this is a real future that you can start building right now. A secure, carefree, prosperous future built with the United States savings bonds. In 10 years, you will get back $4 for every $3 you've invested. Join the payroll savings plan where you work or buy bonds where you bank. Start in 1956 to make 1966 the beginning of the golden years.
And now we bring back to our Hollywood soundstage Jack Kruschen, starring in tonight's production, A Present for Benny, a tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
Boss, that was close.
Oh, that's no good, dirty, no good.
Benny, he was not kidding about his getting.
And me, I wasn't kidding about getting him. I wait 5 minutes, and you take the bomb down the store like I said.
Boss? Which one of you got? You got the bomb or Mills Erman?
Oh, should I know? You were holding them when we hit the dirt. I just picked one up. We come back in here.
They sure do look alike.
Listen, you stupid dope. You got them mixed up the packages?
Well, boss, what with a chopper going? I just didn't notice.
Oh, I ought to give you such a hit. What are we going to do now?
You got me, boss. I guess they weigh about the same. So we cannot tell that way. Boss, maybe we should have put different colored ribbons on them, so as we could tell.
Now you're getting smart. Now he thinks of it. Oh, come on.
We're going back up to Artie's?
Yeah, he'll open them up, find the one with the bomb, and then we'll wrap them up again.
Oh, sure, Rick. Sure.
That's Benny. You know, I should have rubbed him out a long time ago.
You know, boss, I sure wish I could be there and see his face when he opens up the bomb.
Yeah.
You know, it's too bad he will not get time to read the card as to who it is from.
Artie, open up. It's Rick.
You gonna have some trouble?
Yeah, we had some trouble. Benny and some of his boys as we was walking out. They missed.
We ain't gonna. Jerky here got the packages mixed up, though. You gotta open up and see which is which.
Huh?
Well, come on.
Well, you have it on the room.
So open it up so it don't blow up.
You can't.
What do you mean you can't? What are you, nuts? How am I gonna know which one you send that rat?
Boss, maybe we could have thrown the bomb in the river. Then it would be okay.
Oh, sure. Oh, boy, what a schnook. We throw the Erman in the river, too. What? You know which is the bomb?
I forgot that.
On account of you, I'm going to be out 2 G's, and you know what? It comes out of your cut on the next job we do. We got to send both boxes to Benny now.
Well, boss, maybe the Erman won't blow up when he does, and then we can take it back from his tomato after he is buried.
Swifty, do me a favor. Stop making me feel so good before I kick your brains in. Now, look, you take them boxes back to the store. Get them sent out right away, you hear? I don't want no innocent people hurt when it goes off.
You just leave it to me, boss.
Oh, good, go.
What'd he say?
He says you really got a heart, boss.
Oh. And don't neither of you say nothing about the arm in the mill, see, or I'll have to get her another one.
Oh, I won't say nothing.
Me neither. Okay, Swifty. Now get going. I'll see you both back at my place. Yeah.
Oh, me and Nono was having a game with you, and I couldn't wait for you to get back to you. I love you. Did you get it?
What?
The Iman.
No. Go make me a drink.
Oh, baby lamb. You didn't really? Oh, you're kidding. You're going to make it a surprise.
It ain't going to be no surprise on account of I didn't get it. Now go make me a drink. Hey, no.
Yeah, boss.
Gee, I bought you a pretty... Oh, well, you're sure going to look like something in it. Oh, wait till you see.
Okay.
Guess what I got you. Guess.
Look, I don't feel like no games. It's been a tough day. I'm tired. Do me a favor, make me a drink, then go to a movie or something, will you?
Gee.
Yeah, Rick? Where was I? Oh, yeah. Look, you better call the rest of the boys and tell them that Benny's out gunning for us. Tell them to stay hid out until they hear from me, see, and I don't want no trouble with the DA. He's up for re-election.
You got Benny's present sent off okay, huh?
Yeah. Boy, when he croaks, he'll die laughing if he opens the other box first.
The other box?
Yeah, I'll tell you about it when Mill's gone out. Oh. Yeah.
Boss, this is Swifty.
Yeah?
You've got nothing to worry about. Everything is taken care of. The stuff goes off the first thing in the morning.
Okay, come on back.
Sure, Rick. I just thought that you should like to know. So long.
Artie, what do you call these?
What?
I asked for 3-minute boiled. These ain't even born yet.
Cook it, huh?
Ain't you never going to learn how to boil an egg?
I'll fix you some more.
I ain't hungry. Forget it. Artie, what time is it?
Look, huh?
No, it ain't, Artie. It's 1:30, boss.
Benny should have got the bomb by now.
Boss, you want I should call him and kind of ask after his health?
No. If he ain't got it yet, he might get suspicious. Oh, boy, this waiting. You know, it's making a nervous wretch out of me.
Take it easy. It'll go off.
If you don't want eggs, honey, how about some nice hot coffee, lover?
Okay.
You'll feel better when you see what I've got for you. They're sending it today.
Yeah, okay.
Should I open it, boss?
Yeah, I'll cover you.
Oh, you're so nervous all of a sudden this morning, honey.
All right, I'm nervous.
So who is it?
No knows.
I'll let him in.
Yeah, what do you say, boss?
What's in the package?
Oh, this? Well, it just come up for you from Holgram's. Elevator was bringing it up.
Oh, now don't you spoil it, honey lamb. That's my present to you. You can take the wrapping paper off, but you can't open the box. We got to put it under the tree when we get the tree.
Hey, boss.
Huh?
That box looks awful familiar.
Yeah. Mill, you sure you bought this yesterday?
Sure.
Looks just like the ones we sent to Benny, don't it? Same size, same ribbon, same everything. It kind of makes you wonder.
Don't be silly. They got millions of boxes like this. Oh, it happens there's something very special in there for my sweetie lamb.
What's in it?
Go ahead and open it. Go ahead.
No, I'll wait. I ain't like Benny. I can wait.
Oh, honey, you open it. It's okay. I'll get you something else to open on Christmas.
Oh, sure. Why not, boss? You need something to make you feel good.
I feel good now. I don't want to feel no better.
Oh, and I thought you'd like it so much, you'd go with me and maybe buy a chinchilla they got on sale at Holgram's. It's only $1,500, just what you wanted to pay for the ointment. I like chinchilla.
Come on, boss, open it up.
Open. All right, I'll open it. Hey, Swifty, go get it.
Sure, boy.
Oh, I can't wait for the lid to come off.
Yeah? Ooh. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah? Now, well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Boss? It's that guy at the store, Holgram.
Oh, Minchie?
Yeah.
You want me to open it for you, honey?
No. Yeah.
Mr. McQueen?
Yeah.
This is Mr. Minchy in the fur department at Halgram's.
So?
Mr. McQueen, I'm terribly sorry, but I think there's been a mistake.
What kind of mistake? What do you mean?
A little confusion, but I'm sure it can be easily rectified. Your wife bought something for you yesterday, which was to be delivered this morning.
Yeah, it's already come.
Yes, well, there seems to have been an error made in the shipping department, a matter of mislaid address slips. Now, I wonder if you'd mind opening the package which you just received. Or perhaps since it's a Christmas parcel and a surprise for you, no doubt, your wife would rather do it.
Well, why? What's wrong with it?
Well, you see, those 2 boxes which your man brought in yesterday afternoon haven't gone out yet. They were to be sent to Mr. Benjamin Mollusk, I believe it is.
Yeah?
I think the gift which you have is one of those, and, well, yours is his. That is, if you follow me. Now, if you'd open it, I'm sure...
Boss, there's something wrong?
Hey, you're pale. You sick?
What's the time?
It's 1:45.
Ain't you going to open your present?
Don't nobody touch that box. It's loaded.
The bomb?
Yeah, the bomb.
Well, of course, it could have been...
You shut up, Swifty. I got enough trouble without her hearing that.
Oh, yeah, I get you.
Are you talking about me?
Oh, you get that thing out of here. Get it down to the store. They got to send a special messenger. Let him send all 3 boxes to that punk Benny. What do I care? Maybe I should send him a Cadillac to go with it. You know what I think? I think it'd be cheaper to kill myself. Hey, what's the time?
10:04, baby.
Where's that Swifty?
Don't worry, he'll be here.
Maybe Benny got him.
Yeah, maybe I should have sent you and Artie with him. Get it, Artie. No nose of me'll cover you.
It's me, Artie. Swifty. Open up. Boss, I've got it all straightened out. Everything is okay. Well, some dope those guys down at the store.
What's that?
This? Oh, this is your present that Mill got for you. I told you they have got it all straightened out okay now. You know how this Christmas rush, everybody's meshuggah, you know? So now they have found the right slips, wrapped up the boxes again, and Benny's presents have been delivered right now, and this one, this is yours.
You're sure this time, are you sure?
Boss, would I make a lie out of myself? This box you can open, I guarantee it.
Yeah, 'cause you might not like the color I got you. So I wish you would open it. And if it ain't right, we can take it back this afternoon, and you can change it and maybe take a look at chinchillas I was telling you about.
Yeah, this time I'm going to wait. When Benny blows up, I open it. What's the time?
That's 2 minutes to 4.
You sure? Is your watch right?
Well, boss, I just called a tomato on the telephone that gives you the time.
Honey Pot, you're too nervous. This ain't like you. Here, I'll open it for you.
Mill, you quit that.
Oh, boss.
Oh, sure. Take it easy, boss. You're all right.
Oh, I bet you're just going to love it. I just bet.
It's about Benny. He opened it. What do you bet?
Blam! Right through the wall.
Yeah?
Rick, this is Machine Gun Benny.
Benny.
Listen, pal, I feel like a dirty rat. That's what I feel like, a dirty rat. When I think what I tried to do to you yesterday, and all the time you was making never minds with the presents, which I and my girl are right now wearing. I tell you, I could eat mud.
Yeah.
She says she never seen such a ointment. And the robe, oh, it's the greatest. Oh, pal, I am a heel. But it ain't too late to change. Hey, what do you say we bury the hatchet, eh?
Yeah.
I'll split with you on them furs I hijacked from you. And we're partners, you and me. Run the town together. What do you say, eh?
Yeah.
All right. So, you and Mill and your boys come on over and partake of some Xmas cheer. You hear me, boy? You're a great guy, Rick. The greatest. So long, pal. Merry Xmas.
So long.
Benny, huh?
Yeah. This one's the bomb? Yeah. Too bad.
What's the time? It's 3 minutes after 4. 3 after. Artie, the time has come and gone. How come it didn't go off?
How come I don't Cliff?
What'd he say? He says he did not want to blow nobody up so near to Christmas. Then what's in the box?
How can I show?
Huh? He's going to show it.
Suspense, in which Jack Kruschen starred in tonight's presentation of A Present for Benny. Next week, a charming fantasy about a small boy who discovered a new world and lived forever after in its enchantment. We call it The Cave. That's next week on Suspense. Produced and directed by Anthony Ellis, who also wrote tonight's script. The music was composed by Rene Garrigan and conducted by Wilbur Hatch. Featured in the cast were Stacey Harris, Eve McVeigh, Benny Rubin, Junius Matthews, and Joseph Kern. Time's growing short for the youngsters to write to Bing Crosby. The deadline for postmarked letters is Thursday, December 15th, midnight. All your youngster has to do is write a letter to Bing telling what Christmas means to me. Then mail it to Bing Crosby, CBS Radio, Hollywood 28, California. The winner will read his letter in person when America Sings with Bing, Christmas Eve on CBS Radio. All youngsters 12 years of age and under are eligible. That address once again, Bing Crosby, CBS Radio, Hollywood 28, California. Be sure the young letter writer puts his name and address on the letter. Stay tuned now for 5 minutes of CBS Radio News to be followed on most of these same stations by The Jack Carson Show. Thrill to Gunsmoke every Saturday and Sunday on the CBS Radio Network.
And now, another tale well calculated to keep you in suspense. The time, Christmas, 1958. The place, Korea. The story, a Korean Christmas carol, written for Suspense by George Bamber.
Sounds good, doesn't it? You hear kids singing, I mean. I can't understand the language, but I know what they mean. They sound so fresh and full of promise, almost as if they knew. But then I'm getting ahead of myself. The name's Connolly, PFC Larry Connolly. I'm a soldier in Korea. I was sent here just about a year ago, this time. That's where this strange story begins. Christmas, 1958. Christmas was for me that year miserable. I'd been stuck on guard the night before, and so I planned to stay in bed the next day and forget about Christmas. I hadn't counted on my first sergeant. Since I was the first man he came to in the barracks, it's only logical that I should be the man he picks to drive a truck all the way to Seoul and back. It was night by the time I got on the road, headed back from Seoul. It started to snow. Big flakes coming down soft at first, then so thick and fast I could hardly see. I was just over that first range of mountains. Was starting on the twisting, slippery way down when I saw him. The sight of him scared me wide awake. He was standing bareheaded, the wind whipping the snow and his hair around his face. When he raised his thumb, I had the strangest feeling he'd been expecting me. Almost as if it were unnecessary. As if he knew I'd stop. You want a lift? I'm going as far as Camp Santa Barbara. Where's that? You mean, where's that? Everybody knows where Camp Santa Barbara is. Don't stand there with the door open. Hop in. All right. Well, you picked a lousy place to hitchhike. You didn't stop. Oh, thanks. What happened to your gloves? Your hands look half frozen. Gloves? Well, I must have lost them. Must have, don't you know? Yes. Yeah, sure. I must have left them laying on the counter of the PX back there. Was your hat back there, too? No, I lost my hat in the dark. I fell. I suppose that's why your uniform's muddy and your jacket's torn. Oh, yes, that's right. Of course. I was walking along the edge of the road and I slipped in the dark. And I slid halfway down the embankment before I could stop. I see you managed to hang on to your bag. Oh, yeah, I can't afford to lose that. It's important. I'm late as it is. What outfit you from? 3rd Recon, 7th Division Infantry. Infantry? No artillery up this way. The infantry stationed about 7 miles back. You're heading in the wrong direction. Yeah, well, 3rd Recon is a special detachment. We're off in the hills. All by ourselves. It's just off this road. I heard of it before. My name's Connolly. Larry Connolly. What's yours? Oh, thanks. Mine's Richard Dombrowski. Good to know you, Dombrowski. Yeah. Hey, look, if you can let go of that bag long enough, I'll let you wear my gloves till your hands warm up. Oh, no, thanks. That's all right. I'll put them in my pocket. Say, is it okay if I set my bag on the floor? Oh, sure, no sweat. Mm-hmm. Say, you don't have a cigarette, do you? I'm fresh out. Well, I don't know. Wait a minute. Yeah, here's some. Let me light it for you, though. You watch the road. I saw a whole truckload of troops disappear over that curve up ahead. Killed all but 2. Yeah? When that happened? 1951. 1951? Yep. You were here when the war was on. I guess you could say that. Tell me, Dombrowski, what were you doing Christmas Day? That they didn't send you all the way to Seoul with an empty truck on a wild goose chase. That's what I did today. What did you do 7 years ago? Well, you see those lights up ahead? That's the village of Cheongju-ri. We marched through there the day before Christmas. You scared? Oh, I think everybody's scared. Hey, look out. You'll burn yourself. What's the matter? Cigarette burned all the way down to your fingers. Oh. Isn't it burning you? Well, that? No. I guess it burned itself out before it got to my skin. Anyway, you see that hill over there? Well, Christmas Day, 1951, my platoon was all dug in around that hill. No kidding. Mm-hmm. We went out on a patrol from that hill. And that was one time I was plenty scared. As a matter of fact, it happened just 7 years ago tonight. It hadn't snowed that day, but there was snow on the ground. I can remember because the guys were joking that at least we had a white Christmas. And what a Christmas it was. As I said, it was quiet Christmas Day, 1951. We were sitting around in our holes waiting for the fun which we knew would begin the next day. They'd managed to get hot turkey up to us, so we were relatively comfortable and happy until Brownie, our squad leader, came back from a talk with the old man. All right, I'll take the first fry. The old man wants us to go out and have a look around. Come on, knock it off. Get ready your dog tags and canteens. Anything that might rattle or make a noise. We won't be gone long, but we're moving light. Hey, Whitey, might as well leave your helmet here. We want to move quiet.
But, Sarge, it's too cold to go out without a hat.
Shut the comedy, Walker.
We moved out on schedule just as night was falling. And with the night came a cold. We moved rapidly along the valley for about an hour or so when Brownie stopped and raised his hand.
All right, you men, hold it up. Once we get on the other side of that ridge up ahead, we'll observe maximum security. No talking, no lights. Keep down. And watch where you put your big clumsy feet. Yeah. These people just love tripwires with flares attached. Walker, you still got the walkie-talkie?
If I didn't, I wouldn't be here to tell you about it.
Still working?
It's warm, if that's what you mean. That's more than I can say for myself.
All right, keep it that way. We may need it if we run into trouble. Hey, while we're here, let's take one last check on your gear. Make sure your rifle bolts aren't frozen, weapons on safety, and all grenades are secure in the pins. Okay, everybody set? Let's move out.
And so we did move out. The M1 felt light in my hands, like I'd never realized how light and easy it was to carry a rifle before. The going was easy. The rice paddies were frozen over and covered with snow, and we stepped carefully between the clumps of rice stubble left over from the last harvest, so the dry straw made no noise. We walked steadily, quietly, maybe 200 yards without a sound, regularly stepping up and over each low rice paddy wall as we came to it, each one bringing us just that much closer to the top. And then it happened. Somebody must have tripped the wire because suddenly the inky black was transformed into the merciless white of the operating table. Everything seemed stopped and slowed down, just like an old movie before the projector blows up. I could see the other guys, the hills, and the deadly winking fires of the guns. And then we fell down to the protection of the earth. And some of us fell with metal in our bodies.
Crawl, you ape. Crawl to the mud side and roll. They can't hit us there.
And we crawled, digging our knees and fingers into the frozen mud until they were bruised and torn. We crawled closer to the ground and faster than we ever had before. We crawled to the sanctuary of a foot-high mud hill.
Keep your head down. We got it pinned. One's about 150 yards to our front. Where's the other?
The other's 200 yards to the left. They got us pinned in a crossfire. We'll never get out of here.
All right. Now, don't panic. Keep your head down. We'll make it out. Walker, see if you can raise Lady Wolf on a walkie-talkie. Walker?
Walker's laying out there in the middle of a paddy, Brownie. She's never going to have to worry about being warm again.
Smith's out there, too. I saw him get it. I saw it when the flare went up. I saw him catch it in the front. Okay, Harry, easy. You still got the walkie-talkie. Can you see if it's all right?
He's laying on it. It's hard to tell.
Whitey, that flare is going to go out mighty quick. If a man was fast, he could probably streak out there and back before they put up another one. We can use that walkie-talkie to call up some artillery to get these monkeys off our back.
I can't, Brownie. I must have been hit. I can't move my legs anymore. I can't even feel them.
Easy. Are you bleeding bad?
No.
Harry, you all right?
As far as I know.
Stevens?
Sure. I'd like to take a whirl at that walkie-talkie.
Wait till that flare burns out.
It's dying now.
Just a few more seconds. Go.
By the time the flare lit the sky, Stevens was halfway back, the walkie-talkie dangling from his right hand. In midair, some huge, invisible hand slapped into the ground.
I'm hit. Oh, God, I'm hit.
Quiet. Where'd they get you?
I'm hit.
Look him over, Harry.
They busted his arm.
See any other places?
No, I guess his arm.
Wrap a dress in around it and butt that inside his jacket. Hand me that walkie-talkie.
No good, Brownie. The walkie-talkie smashed.
What?
It's useless.
We're going to have to move out of here fast.
Well, how are we going to pull out? We can't crawl back down the paddy. They'll slaughter us.
All right, look. We'll move along the dike to the edge of the rice paddy. From there, we can duck into the underbrush and move back down the mountain.
We'll never make it. They'll spot us when we try to make across the clearing to the underbrush. They'll swing their guns around.
We gotta try it. We can't stay here. Stevens, can you crawl?
Yeah, I can make it.
Okay, and you lead off, and I'll follow you. I'll crawl backwards and pull Whitey along behind me.
Whitey?
You heard me.
But we'll never make it.
Quiet. All you have to do, Harry, is follow along behind and pick up the pieces. Take his weapon. It'll make him lighter.
Keep your hands off me, Harry.
Come on, Whitey. We haven't any time to fool around.
I'm not fooling. I'm not going with you guys.
Come on. You lost too much blood already.
That's it. Like you said, Brownie, it's only a matter of time. You can't get anywhere with me. You'll never even get past the clearing trying to drag me across. You're smart enough to know that, Brownie. It'll be tough enough, even with two good legs.
We're not leaving you here.
That's what I figured you would say, Brownie.
I'm still in charge here.
I figured you'd say that, too. Brownie, you see this grenade? It doesn't have any pin in it. The only thing that keeps the spring from taking the clip off is my hand. Now get out of here, Brownie, before I let it go.
Oh, why?
Why do you want me to let loose of this grenade? Now prop that VAR up in the dike in front of me. And scatter the clips so I can get at them. I'll wait until you guys get to the edge of the patio before I open up.
Look, baby.
I'm still holding the grenade, Brownie. Time is running out. You're going to have to hurry. I feel like I want to fall asleep, and I don't know how much longer I can stay awake. Just wish me a very Merry Christmas and beat it.
Merry Christmas, Wayne. All right, you guys, what are you waiting for? Let's move out.
Yeah, that's right. This is Christmas. Oh, little town of Bethlehem, how still do you sleep? What's the matter? Don't you people like Christmas carols? Oh, machine gun fire always was better getaway music than Christmas carols. Above thy dark and dreaming.
Whitey lay there until the others had crawled to the end of a low rice paddy wall. And then he threw his grenade. When it exploded, he opened up with the BAR, making enough noise to make the enemy think the patrol was launching an attack. Both machine gun nests zeroed in on him. But Whitey stayed well below the little mud wall of the rice paddy, humming his Christmas carol, loading the BAR with a fresh clip every time it went empty, and perhaps wondering briefly why he was going to die so far away from home. A little pond of frozen mud he didn't care about or even own. Still firing and singing, even after the rest of the squad had escaped into the underbrush, and until either the machine gunners found their mark, or else he finally fell asleep. Gosh, he was quite a guy. No, I guess it was just a detail that had to be done, and he had to do it. Well, there's my stop right there where that little road turns off up ahead. Your detachment's up that road? That's right at the end of it. Well, sure, I've seen that road before, but I didn't think there was anything up there. Now, just let me out here. Yeah, sure thing. Thanks a lot. No sweat. Say, if you ever want to look me up, remember my outfit's all the way up at the end of this road. I'll be right up there. Okay, I'll drop in sometime. Right. So long, and thanks again. I drove off figuring it'd be a very cold day in Korea before I ever looked him up. He's such a weird guy, he gave me the creeps. I got about 5 miles down the road when I discovered he left his bag sitting on the floor of the deuce and a half. Took a lot of arguing with myself, but I decided that the only decent thing I could do was to swing around and take it back to him. Besides, maybe I could stop in the orderly room and check him out. Find out what his story really was. Back, I almost missed the road because it was so small and seldom used. I drove up it for about 10 minutes. I was beginning to wonder if I hadn't gotten the wrong road after all. Because I passed no other vehicles or GIs or anything to indicate there was an infantry company around. Just when I was ready to turn back to the main road, I saw a light twinkling up ahead from what looked like a couple of Quonsets. It seemed impossible that an infantry outfit could be housed in 2 Quonsets, but I pulled the deuce and a half to a hole outside the gate and cut off the motor. I picked up the AWOL bag, got out of the truck, trying to figure out which one was the orderly room. I walked across the hard-packed snow of the yard to the first Quonset. Still couldn't figure it out. Light and warmth seemed to pour from the windows along with the music I remembered from somewhere, but couldn't quite understand. I stepped up to the first window I came to and looked inside. There were kids all over the place, kids of all sizes and descriptions, kids just old enough to sit by themselves, Kids just losing their first teeth. Some just starting their teens. I stood in the snow spellbound, just watching them sing. Finally, I tore myself away and headed for the front door, eager to be inside. A plaque made out of the howitzer shell stopped me. In the faint light, I could just barely make out the words engraved on the polished brass. But finally, I read it all. It said, "This orphanage has been erected and maintained in the memory of Corporal Richard Whitey Dombrowski, who somewhere north of the village of Chungju-ri, Christmas night, 1951, willingly gave his life that others might live." Suddenly, I didn't know where I belonged anymore. The AWOL bag dragged at the end of my arm like a 1,000-pound weight. I could figure what was in it, but I tore it open anyway. The bag full of candy, soap, and toothpaste and gum shined up at me, looking as rich and rare as frankincense and myrrh. I closed the bag, laid it up against the door, close, so they wouldn't miss it. And then I banged on the door as loud and long as I could, until I was sure that they heard me. And then I ran. I ran back down the road to my truck as fast and as hard as I could.
Suspense. You've been listening to a Korean Christmas carol written for Suspense by George Bamber. Heard in tonight's story were Bill Lipton as Larry Connolly and Lyle Sudrow as Richard. Also heard were Larry Robinson, Lawson Zerby, Bill Meader, Alan Manson, and Guy Rex.
A tale well calculated to keep you in suspense. Listen now to Yuletide Miracles, starring Larry Haines and Santos Ortega, and written especially for Suspense by John Roberts.
Go ahead and laugh if you like. Only kids and old ladies believe in ghosts. Yeah, sure, that's what I thought, too. Until I met a chubby little guy with hair like cotton candy who called himself Sir Benjamin. But first, let me fill in the details about my meeting with Sir Benjamin. I was in one of those free eats missions along the Bowery. I ducked in there to escape a parole officer named Brannigan. Brannigan was out to hand me a merry set of bracelets for Christmas when he caught me. The mission was empty. I had it all to myself. Except for a skinny young punk hacking out a cough that made the benches jump. Hey, kid, you're sick. Yeah, I know. You need a doctor. I've had a doctor. I'm wearing hospital pajamas under this suit. Oh? Yeah. Yeah, I went down the fire escape to the street to here. I want to get home for Christmas, finally. I've been years making up my mind to it. What are those boxes you hold? Christmas presents for my mother, my sister Linda, my kid sister Linda. Hey, you like this? Oh, lady's gold watch. Yeah, pins on a dress. Mm-hmm. I once stole my mother's watch and sold it. This squares it. Yeah. What's in the other box? Nylon stockings. My sister Linda's always had a... Hey, kid, now, come on, get hold of yourself. Come on now. Hey, I can't get hold. Look, these presents. If you could get them to Mrs. B. Simmons for me. Tell her that Tommy, her son, Tommy, Mrs. B. Simmons. Hey, kid. Come on, Tommy, get hold.
Right then, that Sir Benjamin, the chubby little ghost with hair like cotton candy, happened. The first I knew of him was magic, as if he was announcing himself. It was music coming from an upright piano on a platform way down the mission hall. A Christmas hymn. But look, until my eyes popped out of my head, I couldn't see anybody. The piano was going, but nobody I could see was playing it. I went up to the piano and reached over the stool to see how the trick was worked. And my hands touched something solid, like somebody sitting on the stool. And then I saw fingers, hands skipping along the keys. Only hands, as if they had a life of their own. I don't know why, but I grabbed at them. Ow! That hurt. I bruise easily. Hey, I'm seeing things, and now I'm hearing voices. My voice, Chris? You're hearing me? Well, where are you? Right here, my boy. What? Just be patient, and I'll rematerialize. It takes a moment or two. I saw the hands build. First arms, then elbows, shoulders, and then a body. Slowly. And then the last thing. A head with little white hair. And then a face. A chubby face. Rosy and smiling. Well, here I am. Every bit of mere trust. Who are you? Sir Benjamin. I'm sorry if I worried you. Hey, that trick, like you were invisible. But I was invisible. Oh, come on. Nobody can do that. I can. And that's only one of my powers. But first, suppose we get right down to business, Chris? We have business? Of course. That boy over there on the bench, Tommy Simmons. Oh, the kid, yeah. I almost forgot. He's lying there like dead. I don't dare go outside, but somebody's got to call an ambulance. Do something. It's too late for Tommy. Oh, no, we don't know that. We're not doctors. I know that. The problem now is, what are you going to do about his dying wish? What? Oh, you mean about delivering those presents to his family? It would be fine if you deliver those presents in person. Me? Hey, now, come off it, mister. It's not my job, and it's none of my business. Besides, I got problems of my own. Brannigan? What? The parole officer? How did you know about Brannigan? I'm a very versatile and talented ghost. I also have powers of conjuration. Come again? Turn the boy's dying wish aside, and I'll conjure up Brannigan. You don't think I can? No, I don't think you even exist. How about that? I think I'm dreaming you up. Very well. I will demonstrate. Hold on to something, Chris. Conjuration is a very cataclysmic and strenuous business. You'll definitely be safer if you hold on to something. Don't ask me why, but I grabbed hold of the piano. But the good thing I did, too, because the joint began to rock like an earthquake was hitting it. There. I'm finished now. This is quite a job of conjuring. But here's Brannigan. What, see? On the street, peering through the plate glass window of the mission, watching you. Holy smoke. It is Brannigan. Hey, I gotta get out of here. I gotta find the back way out. Here, through this yard door, quickly. I dived into the yard where Brannigan's police were blowing at me. The yard was a dead end. High building walls all around like a prison yard. No exit except a long, narrow alley to the street past Brannigan. I flattened in the shadows, a dead duck. I was listening to Brannigan shout orders at a couple of bluecoats who'd come running when he whistled.
Watch the exit, man, while I flush him out. The Angelo, you're trapped. Better surrender peacefully. Do you hear me, D'Angelo?
Trapped was the word, like a rat. Oh, a pity. Too bad, Chris. What's the penalty for violation of parole? A year, maybe 2. Oh, you were a big help shooing me into the yard. There I go, talking to myself. You're talking to me. I could really be a big help.
Give up, D'Angelo. Don't make me take you the hard way.
Think fast, Chris. You were to respect Tommy Simmons' dying wish. You were to go home for Christmas in his place. Okay. If I was to, then what? Then Brannigan goes empty-handed. In order to catch you, he must first see you. Oh, sure. Brannigan's suddenly going to go stone blind, huh? No. You are becoming invisible. There was a laugh. But the laugh was I was invisible. At least to Brannigan I was. He came right toward me with a flashlight in one hand and a gun in the other. Only he looked right through me as if he didn't see me.
D'Angelo! I know you gotta be in this yard.
I watched him search every inch. And then scratch his head and give up. Now, Chris, you're part of the bargain. Here are Tommy's presents. Who delivered them? Now, look. I'll leave here and only run into Brannigan outside somewhere. Now, what about that? You remain invisible until you've arrived at your destination. That is, as long as you remain faithful to your mission. Go, Chris. Okay. Wait a minute. Where am I going? Where do I find this Mrs. B. Simmons? Not far. Just a brief train ride to a neighboring town. The town, Chris, is Bethlehem. As Sir Benjamin had promised, it was a brief train ride. But funny, I felt like I'd come a long, long way. There was a deserted train shed with snow packed high. A station sign turned silver by the moon read, Bethlehem. Not a soul in sight. No. There was someone. A girl. A girl in high boots, a snow hat, and the moon on her cheeks. She was coming toward me.
Hello.
Hello.
Are you Chris?
Yeah, my name is Chris.
I'm Linda. Linda Simmons. I came to drive you home.
Just like that?
Just like what?
Well, I mean, no explanations. Like you knew I was here. And how come you know my name?
Oh, I was told you were coming. And told your name, too.
You were told?
Somebody telephoned.
Oh. Yeah, he telephoned. He wasn't kidding when he said he was a talented ghost. Say, you came right at me just now. That means you saw me. You can see me, huh?
See you?
Yeah. Face, hands, body, me. I'm a guy. You look at me and you see a guy.
No. I cannot see you.
And I am invisible.
No. It's just that I'm blind.
That drive home. Let's take it now, huh? There was a horse-drawn sleigh around the side of the shed. Silver bells on the reins and a horse whose name had to be Dobbin. You drove this rig all the way here by yourself?
Oh, you don't drive, Dobbin. He knows every inch of the way to the Bethlehem station. You see, we've been coming here every night for years.
Nice and slow and easy.
Mm-hmm.
I'd been running since I was born, and now I was asking myself, what for? A guy can't stay tough in a horse-drawn rig in the snow. And when Linda put her hand on mine, I opened my fist for the first time I could remember. We reached Nothing fancy with a candle burning brightly in the window.
Come in, Chris.
Mother? Right here, Linda.
Oh, Mother, this is Chris. Welcome home, Chris.
Oh, yeah, thanks. It's a nice place you got here, Mr. Simmons.
Oh, I'm so glad you like it.
Yeah, I don't exactly know how to say this, Mrs. Simmons. You see, I'm just a mug. I quit school the minute I learned how to tell the teacher off, so if I ain't got the right words...
You don't have to have the right words, Chris. You don't even have to get it said. You see, I know.
You know? About Tommy?
Yes, all about Tommy.
Well, how? Somebody talked to you on the phone, too, huh?
Yes, somebody telephoned.
Well, the last thing the kid thought about was you and Linda and coming home for Christmas. And he asked me to give you these. Gold watch for you, Mr. Simmons. And
Chris.
These for you, Linda. Nylon stockings.
Thank you.
It's nothing big, I guess, but Tommy didn't have much to give the way it was with him.
You're wrong, Chris. Tommy had a great deal to give, and in his way, he gave it.
I don't follow.
A boy come home. Tommy couldn't come home himself, so he sent you to us, Chris.
You can say about me that I was born in 1935 and I stopped crying in 1936 at the ripe old age of 1. And you can say about me that I let a tear go I never knew I had. Christmas, 1961. Linda.
Yes, Chris.
Don't get me wrong. You know, it's no crime being poor.
Say it, Chris.
Well, it's like this. It's Christmas, but I don't see any tree. And I've been sniffing close enough to the kitchen to know there's nothing roasting in that oven.
You're disappointed?
Oh, no. Is it all right if I borrow Dobbin outside?
All right. Of course it's all right, Chris.
Put me down as the guy who never knows when to shut up. A tree and a turkey, sure, lady. Nothing to it. Presto Mephisto, I'm a magician. Here's your tree, lady, and here's your bird. What?
Quite a remarkable feat of magic, Chris. Presto Mephisto, eh?
Sir Benjamin, I was wondering when you'd show up to Kibitz. You are here, Sir Benjamin.
Yes, but immaterially. And please don't ask me to rematerialize, Chris. I daren't show my face in Bethlehem.
Why not?
I lived here once before my present situation. I wasn't very popular with my townspeople, I'm afraid.
Oh, what they have against you?
Bills. I died owing the butcher, the baker, and even the undertaker.
Oh.
Let's get back to your problem.
Yeah, a tree and a turkey, and it's your problem. I'm dumping it right into your lap. You got me into this in the first place.
I see. Have you any money?
Not a plug nickel, and even if I had, the town is shut tight. But you're a talented ghost. A tree and a turkey ought to be a fish. You got any ideas on it, Sir Benjamin?
Only one. My customary way of acquiring necessary things while I was alive.
Your customary way?
Credit, Chris. And I hope never to be a borrower again. But I suppose it can't be helped.
And, just where do we borrow this tree and turkey?
From Uncle Cale's poultry farm. It's just past the Merchant's Bank, a short drive.
Well, I'm a stranger here.
Move over. I'll take the reins. Get there.
There aren't any ghosts, and call me crazy, but Sir Benjamin drove the rig at a smart clip to a farm stacked with freshly cut trees.
Take your pick of tree and carry it to the rig. And, Chris.
Yeah, what?
No unnecessary disturbance. I owe Uncle Cale a formidable bill already.
I threw the tree on the rig and went back. Sir Benjamin was coming out of a poultry house carrying a great, big, fat turkey.
There's a job persuading this servant fellow. Here. Take the leash and be on your way.
Well, wait a minute. Where are you going?
To leave a receipt for Uncle Cale for one tree and one turkey.
I'd sure like to be there when he reads it.
So would I, Chris. So would I.
I hurried back to the rig, right into the arms of trouble. Brannigan.
Hello, D'Angelo.
What?
Run, and you won't get 10 yards.
Okay. What did you do, look into a crystal ball to find out where I was?
I didn't have to. I just took the same train you took.
Oh, baloney. You had to see me to be able to do that.
I had to see you. What were you, invisible or something?
Sure, I was invisible.
D'Angelo, you killed me. Invisible.
Oh, yeah? All right, what about in the yard behind the mission? You walked right past me. You played your flash right on me, but you couldn't see me. How about that?
I'll answer that one. Maybe I didn't see you because I didn't want to see you.
And now what?
That's the truth, D'Angelo. I didn't want to catch you. I had to make noises like wanting to because I'm a cop. But I didn't want to make the arrest. Not on Christmas, D'Angelo.
Yeah. Well, you're making the arrest now.
Maybe I'm not.
But why'd you tell me all the way here?
To see what you were up to. To see if you really had a heart. Here. So, you're bringing the Simmons a tree and a turkey.
Well, now, how do you know about the Simmons?
I knew Tommy Simmons. I saw him pass you those presents in the mission before he died. I phoned Mrs. Simmons and Linda that you were coming.
If it was you who telephoned?
Me, sure. Who'd you think?
What's it? I thought Sir Bench.
You thought who, D'Angelo?
Never mind. Skip it.
Now, I'll ask one question, and then maybe I'll leave. Now, think carefully before you answer.
Go ahead, ask.
If I arrange for you to keep in touch with the parole officer by mail, providing those letters were postmarked Bethlehem, would you like it that way?
Would I?
Brannigan, where else does a guy want to write letters from but home?
That's almost all there is to the story of Sir Benjamin. Me, Brannigan, Miss Simmons, and Linda. Well, we had to take the door down to get the tree into the house, and we had to find an extra stomach apiece to accommodate the turkey. And then later, with the fire going and the lights down low, Linda and I sat dreaming on the sofa. I had my fist open for keeps, and her hand was right in mine, like it belonged there.
It's been a perfectly wonderful Christmas, Chris.
Yeah, wonderful.
And thanks to you, we had a tree and a turkey.
Well, thanks to me. Now, the tree and turkey wasn't my trick.
The tree and the turkey, what? Chris, what are you saying?
No, really, the thanks goes to another guy. A chubby little guy who sure has a talent for getting what he wants. His name's Sir Benjamin.
Sir Benjamin?
Yeah. Why?
Well, the coincidence of names. Well, I used to call my father Sir Benjamin in play. Oh, we'd play Lord and Lady. My father and he'd call me Princess Linda, and I'd call him Sir Benjamin.
The coincidence of names, you said, huh? Linda, suppose it isn't a coincidence.
But my father died years ago.
Yeah, so did my Sir Benjamin. The guy I'm talking about is a ghost.
A ghost?
Yeah. A ghost like I met in a mission when your brother Tommy died. All of a sudden, a piano started going. Piano music, but nobody I could see was playing.
Chris? Our piano is playing.
Yeah, so it is. Hey, you want to bet it's Sir Benjamin?
Bet? But how can you prove it?
Well, easy. I toss a turkey wing at the piano stool. I bet you Sir Benjamin lets out a yell and complains about how easily he loses. Do we bet?
What will we bet, Chris?
A kiss. That way, Linda, nobody loses.
Suspense. You've been listening to Yuletide Miracles. Miracles, starring Larry Haines and Santos Ortega, and written especially for Suspense by John Robert. Next week, instead of another tale well calculated to keep you in suspense, a gala song fest well calculated to put you in a bright holiday mood. The 7th annual Christmas Sing with Bing will come your way over the CBS radio network next Sunday evening, Christmas Eve. Singing along with Bing, Catherine Crosby, the Norma Luboff Choir, and those two fugitives from the Met, Charlie McCarthy and Mortimer Snurd. Suspense is produced and directed by Bruno Zerato Jr. Music supervision by Ethel Huber. Featured in tonight's story were Rosemary Rice as Linda, Joe DeSantis as Brannigan, Catherine Ross as Mrs. Simmons, and Bill Lipton as Tommy. 2 weeks from today, we will return with The Old Man, written by Bob Corcoran. Another tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.